Welcome everybody, welcome to the Crypto Kingdom. This is London. We are in the midst of a pump, okay? We're in the midst of kind of a moon launch that's going on. I want to bring you the information. Let's go over the information on Harmony One. Looks like we have some price action. Let's turn the music down. I want you guys to hear this part though. I just found this song. It's called Pump It Up. Okay, so there's a few different songs out there. Let's see, let's turn that down for you guys. This is one song called Pump It Up. Okay, so we're in Harmony One, been waiting for price action. It has been consistently delivering price action to us. That is why we are involved in it. For those of you who are just waking up, or those of you who are still up from overseas, go ahead and subscribe, turn on notifications. This is, I think, the most accurate channel in terms of bringing you information about Harmony One. Harmony One is it's the story that keeps on kind of looking better and getting better day by day. 20 times your money in the last, I'd say, 6 to 8 weeks. It is recovering now from a slight retracement. We have been following it in detail, in a heavy amount of detail, and we've hit some great price targets. If you guys need those price targets, you'd like to be able to make money on your trades. A lot of people are frustrated. A lot of our people have made money. Let me turn this music on. Okay, that is called Pump It Up. If you guys want to look that up by Savoy, S-A-V-O-Y, Pump It Up by Savoy. A few different Pump It Up songs. I'm not crazy about that song, but I thought it would be neat to turn that on. There's some smoother music that we can turn on. We'll do that in just a minute. But this is exciting. If it's a little bit exciting, that's okay in terms of the music or anything else. We want to talk about the recent price action that we saw this morning. Now, 20x, 20 times your money. Harmony One has a great technology behind it. It has a great management team. We are excited to be kind of at the forefront for all of you in terms of the group, the dynamic here. We have a financial past. Guys, right out of college, I was a financial analyst and did $1 billion deal, an investment package with, was that Harvard? Yeah, that was Harvard endowment back in the time. They were doing very well. So finance is kind of my game, all right? And these technical charts, it's kind of my specialty. So we're glad to have you here. Good morning to you guys. Now we'll talk about the specific price action. A lot of you, we were talking about this last night in terms of whether or not this would occur. Now, this is not one I'm going to put in the books for us. This is kind of I'm not going to say it's an outlying event at all. We did miss the price target, and it had nothing to do with us. Just so you know, here at the channel, we've been extremely accurate. Within the last 6 days, the guys on our pricing targets have made about 70%. Okay, 70% trading this zone at 13, trading this zone at what is this? 13, 8 or 8, 9. Last night or yesterday, as luck would have it, Harmony One, the management board, came out with a press release. They released news of a different partnership that had developed. Great partnership. We're very excited about it. We're happy that is going on. It's with Swift blockchain, and it's phenomenal. It's really great. But since that time, they literally beat our price target by, what was it, 0.00? We added it up yesterday, 0.0015. So I'm not sure. Some of you may have actually gotten in. I'm not sure if you guys are literally paying attention down to the 0.0015. If you are, I salute you. You've got a very disciplined approach. What we're looking at now is since that time, and now it did run up since that time, it had retraced to about this point, and I said then it could just go back up. That was just kind of a hypothetical that it could go back up based upon just the fact that when it does go up, when it chooses to go up, it typically goes up. Not quite a distance. The average interval, or the average, I'd say, price appreciation looking at the past is about 30%. So it likes to go up about 30%. It normally doesn't stutter step about like this, or kind of it doesn't dogleg this hard in the midst of a price action. So the fact that it is tells me that something's going on potentially with some major money behind the scenes. We can look into that and do we have a whale alert on our Discord. And let me put the Discord in the chat room so that you guys can go ahead and join the Discord. That's where you get all the, I don't want to say the backdoor information, but that's where you get all of the price targets that we discuss in depth, guys. You also, we discuss it in depth on the streams here. In the Discord, we are able to give those pricing targets directly to you. This exact pricing target we were able to give to you, all right, ahead of the actual price action. So that means you could have put in a limit order right here and you could have made 20%, okay? Easily. A lot of people like 10% in the group. That's fine. If you want to make 10%, if you multiply that or do that 10, let's say 7 times, about 7 or 8 times, you're going to double your money. So a lot of people are focused on that. A lot of people are focused on holding, okay? Holding. It's difficult to have a discussion with someone and say, well, just hold it. When we're able to give a price target, for instance, on the 13 cents, we gave this price target well in advance. Well in advance, we gave the price target. And you see this is recovering very nicely, showing some great bullish tendencies here in terms of the recent price action. At the 13 cents, we gave you that price target exactly. I mean, exactly, guys. If you watch the videos, precisely down to the actual cent. We hit this, and people made between 30 and 50%. Those who held on a little bit more made about 50%. So we want to shout out and say hello to the Binance team. Say hello to everyone else involved in Harmony One. We like this type of price action. Even though we missed, technically because of the news event, we still haven't gotten exactly to our price target. So that's the benefit of you guys that are holding. All right, those of you who are holding, you're going to experience the positive price action. We all get to experience it. We are never upset, even if you miss it by 0.0001 and we don't quite get in the full amount of our order. Most of us are involved along the way here at different levels, okay? We just are. And we can look at that level and see how the Fibonacci this morning is playing in perfectly. It's playing in very bullishly, and I think everyone should be excited about that as we discuss that issue this morning. We'll see that we didn't quite hit our Fibonacci line right here, but as the day would deal it to us, if you are involved and you've been following the channel on the Fibonacci's, that's what we were able to hit right here for 20%, able to hit right here for between 30 and 50%. And guys, that's an aggregate of 70%. Those are the figures that I attribute, and I say that's what our users, that's what our subscribers have achieved. So if you're interested in achieving those types of returns, okay, please go ahead and subscribe, okay? Turn on notifications. You'll get updates like this update when Harmony One is going to the upside or when it's about to, based upon the mathematics, when it's about to. And that's very difficult information to achieve in your diligence, in your research that you're going through. Most of the time, you guys know, most of the time, and this is a frustration, most of the time, you're going to find a chart that looks like this. I know this, guys. What's marketed to you is a chart that just looks like this, something that's just going up through the roof. And the impulse, okay, the impulse reaction, excuse me, that you have is that you want to get in on, well, if it's done this 3 or 4 times, and this is the common way of thinking, okay? I have an extensive financial past in terms of being a financial analyst, owning a private hedge fund. I'll just tell you the psychology here is, well, it's hit 3 or 4 times already. So it's going to be impossible almost for it not to hit again and continue to go up. Guys, that's not the case. I have drawn out the frequency. Excuse me. I have drawn out the frequencies and these frequency timing intervals from Fibonacci, okay? This is advanced charting, guys. I wouldn't get into this unless you kind of know what you're doing. But you can see with the Fibonacci, it's an ordered sequence, okay? The ordered sequence tells us a lot about the growth pattern of, let's say, Harmony One or any pricing action. It's just the truth. And a Fibonacci number, we can get into it. Essentially, as you count up the Fibonacci numbers, it's going to be like 1 and then 2, very simple. Then the next number is just going to be the sum total of the previous 2 numbers. That's it. It's very simple. 1, 2, then you're going to have 3, then you're going to have the amount of the next 2 numbers, which is going to be the previous 2 numbers added together, which is going to be the 3 and the 2. That's going to be 5. Okay, so this gives you kind of a different growth pattern. It's not consistent, and the problem when you all see Fibonacci helps us understand kind of the a deviation away from what you would standardly anticipate. Because most people, I'll tell you, 9 out of 10 people, when they see this chart, they're going to go all in, and not just with a light amount of money. They're going to go all in with all their money. Okay, because whether it's impossible for it not to keep going up. Well, you need to check in with Fibonacci. All right, this is where Fibonacci can explain with timing intervals, etc., kind of the price action of something. Now, we have gotten detailed on kind of a micro level here with Fibonacci in and around this area. And this area, I'll say with this 30%, we were able to achieve phenomenal, okay? Not a lot of people were involved in this area unless you were just a long-term holder. We called out, okay, around here, and I believe people made, what was it, about a good 10% on this price target here. Let's see where that was. Let's see what that was. Yeah, let's ballpark that back up. That was, I want to say, yeah, about 10%. They made, everyone likes 10% in this group. I'll just tell you, people are happy with the 10%, and we have decided to go live this morning because it looks like we're over that amount right now. Let's go ahead and just pull up the exactness here of what your returns have been since this news event yesterday, because some of you may got involved right then, and we say that's great. Look at this, guys. You're up almost 15%, okay? 14 to 15%. I'd say about 14 to say solidly. So that is a great day for Harmony One. That's what we like to see. This kind of and guys, when I say we love Harmony One, we like the technology, we like the management, the management team, etc. What do we really love? I mean, what is it about Harmony One that we just can't get enough of? You guys, think about that for 1 second. What is it that we can't get enough of? We can't get enough of the pricing action, all right? And it's a phenomenal pricing action. That's what brings this community together. If I have to be honest, the pricing action on this has been phenomenal, along with the story, along with the management team, particularly along with the community, okay? 20 times your money in a time period. And what was the time period? When Bitcoin and the other guys were going down. It was 20 times your money on the way up. So it was the perfect hedge. It was the perfect opportunity to make money while others weren't making money, and not through shorting or advanced kind of option techniques, which would expose you to a high amount of risk. No, this was kind of like the golden child somehow. It was exactly what we needed at that time. That's how we fell in love with it. Since that time, it's treated us very well. Okay, it's been very predictable on the Fibonacci's. Yesterday's event was not so much predictable, and I tell people I can't go into the internal interworkings of Harmony One and their management team, so don't expect me to start telling you what they're about to tell you. If that's the case, I may be starting to look at kind of insider information, and I don't feel like doing insider information. Okay, that's a discussion I'd prefer. I've never had that discussion with the SEC or the DOJ. I would prefer not to have that discussion with the SEC or the DOJ. So we will keep it on the technical kind of forefront here, and that'll be something very positive for all of us, because we've been hitting this very well. And this is what we love, is the price action. Okay, price action. I mean vertical movement in price. I mean the investment opportunity and the trading opportunity that this presents us. It is phenomenal. It's fun to talk about. It's a great crowd. It's what we like to do. We have some very generous people as well. If you guys are generous and you I'll say professional, generous, you like the community, first of all, let me entice you a little bit. We do have a 1,000 Harmony 1 that we're going to be giving away on Saturday, okay? On Saturday. In order to be a part of that, I need you to click on, at some point, the Discord in the top of the chat, and you'll get to our Discord. That's where we will do the drawing. We'll do that drawing right in that room. We'll spin this wheel. We'll go live on Saturday and let you guys know what's going on there. The purpose of this video is to talk about this 15% that we just skyrocketed up. We did a double, kind of a pump fake. I just say, literally like on the basketball court. You can just see kind of like finally, we decided to shoot. We decided to launch up. Now, I've drawn in this triangle, okay? I don't know that I drew it. You guys have seen on the channel, I have drawn it and undrawn it probably 4 or 5 times now, and I drew it when it was just these 2 points here and these 2 points, before this occurred and before this occurred. There are some reasons why I haven't particularly stuck to this. I discussed those last night, and I think it lends you to, and I need to talk to you guys, okay? Because you trade Harmony One, you like the price action, you're involved. What I'll tell you is, if you get involved in trading patterns like this, like a symmetrical pattern, what it will do to you is the following. It will require you to watch and potentially over leverage your position. And I'll say watch, you'll be watching the market close to, I mean, you think you're watching it now. If you start to trade patterns, you'll be watching it, excuse me, potentially up to, 20 hours a day. So I don't think it's a good trading style. I would rather stick to the Fibonacci's and preset. Fibonacci's allow you to enter into, let's say, limit orders. Okay, and that's just a preset, something you can do on Binance, or if you don't have limit orders, I really highly recommend that you get limit orders. Okay, if you're looking to just buy and hold, fantastic, no problem. But if you're looking at the kind of the program trade, wherein things are highly predictable, including your returns, okay, if you have the right strategy, it's difficult to lose money. In the short term, you may, but in the long run, it's very difficult to lose money. The strategy, okay, this strategy that has been adopted, I'll just tell you, is from some of the top investment houses, some of the most powerful big money. I say big money makers, big time institutional funds that exist. So this is not a backdoor Wall Street, no one's heard of it kind of investment strategy that we discuss. It's from the top. So that is exactly why we discuss it, and we're happy to be able to discuss that in depth and just the logic behind it. It's very educational just to go through the logic behind it. So whether or not you're employing that, and you just want to, maybe some of you are part of the Harmony One community, and you want to know kind of what's going on with the traders, etc. What are the pricing targets that we have? It's convenient that they missed it by 0.001. Literally, I mean, if they had missed it, this is where I'm getting to, guys. If we had missed it by, a penny and a half, it was a 15.5 and stuff. We were at 14. Okay, I understand that everyone's like, you're clearly wrong. London, you are wrong. Well, I'll tell you this much. This one, it was so close that you might have still gotten picked up, and I asked if you guys had in the comment section last night, and I just wanted to come to you live today because this is the instantaneous kind of event that, yes, we would potentially be within a symmetrical triangle. Now, the next part of this, I'll just tell you, the next part of this gets too risky. Okay, it becomes, in terms of the risk that it presents to you, it becomes too risky. Some people may say that, well, I want to trade this right now. I'll tell you, in terms of how risky this becomes, from a textbook consideration, literally you're going to be looking at, from a textbook standpoint, and now you guys know you can read, I mean, you could sit all day long and read about football, right, in a textbook. You can do that unless you get out there and go play football. You're going to realize it's two completely different things. Okay, you can read about making money in the market. Everyone loves that. You can read a book about making money in the market. Unless you get out there and you start trading in the market, I tell you, you guys know they're two different things. And as we look at the precision, the amount of precision involved, from a technical, I'll say a technical, from a technical textbook standpoint, this should be looking at something in and around, to be kind of precise, in and around 20 cents. This should be the event, okay? Now, I'm going to want to, you guys, pardon, I woke up early to make sure I get you this information. So I'd like to kind of hear, go ahead in the chat room and let me know where you're from. Hit me up in the comments, let me know where you're from. And that thumbs up, guys, the thumbs up will be just, you want additional information like this on the fly, live. Make sure if you like this information, you'd like to receive more of these videos, just click the thumbs up, the like button, and that will let us know, yes, of the 72 people, they would like to have additional information brought to them like this, if and when there's an immediate price action. And it may be that you guys are just long-term holders and you don't really care about this information. So, get into that information in the like buttons. We'd appreciate that. It helps us determine the content. And if you don't like this, it would help us determine the content in the future. I don't know who would not like to hear about positive price action. And it also lets us know, thumbs up that you are involved in Harmony One, that you like Harmony One. So as we're looking, and also I will bring up, I think most of you already know, I'll bring up the Twitter. It is a great way. We always distribute notification of this live stream. And sometimes it's relaxed, sometimes it's kind of aggressive. We're in the middle of kind of a rainstorm here in Texas, so there's a lot going on in Houston right now, in Houston, Texas, and I think Dallas, Texas, Austin, Texas, all around the world. You guys are experiencing your own great lives, and we love hearing from you. We'll go through where you guys are from right now. If you go and type in the kingdom, all right, at the bottom, you'll have to type in the kingdom, okay? And then at the bottom, this is on Twitter, okay? At the bottom, scroll down, it says go to the kingdom, okay? If you click on go to the kingdom, then you'll be able to pull up our website. And you'll need to click on following, bam, and we will plug you in to all of the great kind of stuff. We may have some shout outs. Looks like you guys see you're responding very well to the announcement of it mooning, right? So we're able to give you this information. Shout out to David, Shav there. Thank you. I appreciate that. You love the channel. We appreciate that. Learning a lot. Keep up the great TA. Yeah, we're trying our best. We're doing great. 11 new followers since last night. That is great. Shout out to Bonnie, and shout out to Jonathan Jaffe. What's up, Jonathan Jaffe? And shout out to all these people, guys. This is part of our community. You guys are great. This is what makes the community great, is being able to just communicate like this. It's great for us to disperse a message and keep you up to date. We have Lempican, Bunny, we have Thomas Owen. Shout out to all you guys, man. Shout out to Jesse, James, what's going on? Nathaniel or Nathan, Primetime Life Lion, it looks like. Just shout out to all you guys. Big Diesel, shout out. Just some African shout out, and Jonathan Jaffe with Noob Trader, it looks like, and again to David. Shout out to all you guys. It's great to see you. If you're not part of the Twitter community yet, or our community, make sure you plug in, because we are able to bring you consistent updates on price action, and Harmony One, guys, it's doing extremely well. So it's kind of good to settle in here a bit to the show, get the standard crowd back, and just let you know what we do is technical analysis. If you haven't grown up, excuse me so much. If you have not grown up so much, we've been talking a lot lately, huh? Everybody's like, yes, we've been online on the stream too much. Maybe. I think yes, we certainly have, but not enough. Huh? At the same time, I want to keep bringing you guys the information, and this is how exciting it's been. It hasn't given me much of a rest, you have to admit, because we hit 30 to 50% right here. Then within a period of time, as everyone's getting bored, you have to say, as everyone's getting bored, within another 4 days, you know, we have to talk about these pricing targets, right? So I have to bring you this pricing target, you know, between this event on the 7th of April, I have to bring you this strong pricing target. So I have to discuss it 1, 2, or 3 times. And then we hit this, and when we hit this pricing target on the 12th, okay, I have to, and that's about 4 days and 20 hours, so I gave you probably 2 or 3 notices. Well, then I have to discuss while it's going up, and people want to know, you know, is 20% enough? Well, I told you then, I was like, you know, I'm never going to, you know, tell someone they shouldn't be paid. Okay, if you pay yourself, no one's ever going to, you're not going to go broke paying yourself. So if you're trading this, that's phenomenal. Then we got back down here. Then we had another pricing event. Okay, so I've been on this, we have been on the stream a lot. So it's kind of wearing me down. I'm going to have to up my workout routine for Harmony One, which is okay. If you guys have some suggestions, drop them in the Discord. And yeah, that's a good place there for us to have kind of you know, backdoor kind of information, the latest kind of insider technical analysis. And it's not always early morning, you know, after. I think we were up till maybe 12 or 1 just discussing what would happen here. And this was kind of an unknown. We didn't know what this area was going to present to us. And I guess the confusion, not really a confusion, but the circumstance that we ran into, okay, was the fact, and you'll see what is nice about this. Let's just talk about this. Let's bring this up before we get into any kind of, you know, when you get into kind of a calculated determination and a risk, kind of a risk position on, let's see, that involves some heavy calculations or a degree of uncertainty, like a high degree of uncertainty, that's when typically I'm going to back away from it, particularly on a channel. You guys understand. It's just not something that makes a lot of sense to get involved in. I don't want people to be upset. I want you to like the channel and like Harmony One. And if we're just telling you go all in, yeah, go all in. This is the time. Leverage the house, sell the car, get the quit claim deed to the ranch, and you know, go ahead and leverage it. No, we're not like that, guys. We talk about specifics. This specific event we discussed for days beforehand. This specific event we discussed days beforehand. Okay, so this was an event down and around where you guys, what'd you make on that? Was it 30 to 50%, depending on how long you held through this action. Okay. That's April 7th. Then we prepared you in advance with all of these different entry target levels, particularly heavily upon this level, and bam, that was a good 20%. Now we've woken up, and as we were discussing this last night in the stream, we've woken up, and bam, we have another pricing action to the upside. I've drawn the triangle. I will discuss right now the symmetrical triangle. These are standard in technical analysis, guys. It's just, it forms a triangle. Now you draw your trend lines so that you guys can learn a bit this morning. Your trend lines, you want them drawn between 2 areas of resistance. You want multiple contacts. Contact 1, contact 2, contact 3. Okay, and you want them to line up so that if this one, let's say for instance, is right here or it's up here, then this one, it's not going to be in line. You don't have multiple contacts along a single line, okay, at the extremes within a defined pattern. Okay, that's essentially what a pattern is, and this is good that we can review what are chart patterns. Why do they work? Okay, they work because people like me pay attention to them. You may want to know, why do Fibonacci numbers work? Why does all of this why does this matter? How do we know that this works? Well, it works because it's on every single trading, essentially every single trading program, sophisticated trading program. And it's not just me looking at the Fibonacci numbers. Not at all, guys. It's me and you and every person trading crypto that's involved in crypto. Binance, the largest exchange in the world, they give us this software. Okay, and they're pre-calculated, kind of standardized. They're just important. They've been recognized in the market for just say decades and decades. We're not going into a history lesson, okay? But it's an age-old principle dealing with growth and dealing with price activity. So let's think again. Why do you guys think it might be important for us not to trade this right now? If you had to think of something, what would be something you would think of? Why would it be important not to get involved right now? Can you come up with any kind of an idea as to why this would present a high degree of risk for you? If you were to say it's gone up already 15%, and I think it might go ahead on and complete this pattern. Now, typically you would take the base of the symmetrical triangle, and you would say, if it wants to break out, this is our zone. This is our projected price in and around the 20 cents. Okay, why would I, being on the channel wanting to talk about positive price action, why would I not go ahead and just say immediately, yes, look, this is our price target? Because you hear that all over. Guys, you hear that all over different channels. This is a symmetrical triangle. The breakout portion is here. We're looking if we can break out to this zone. Absolutely. Guys, why would I not do that? Because that would then essentially defy the previous nature, and not that it can't be done. I'll say not that it can't be done, but that would defy the previous pricing nature of Harmony 1. That would represent a 44 or 45% increase in the value of Harmony 1. And it's not that that has not occurred. Okay, it has occurred. Okay, to the extent of there was a previous 60%. There was another previous strong event as well. But when we talk about the standard, kind of, if you look at the mean, standard deviations, etc., of the pricing events, it just represents something that is really it's on the fringe in terms of what it has been able to accomplish during a time. We would be projecting that during a time in which we seem to be going through a consolidation. So the first reason in terms of trading patterns is that you could literally be 20 hours a day trying to look for a breakout. Okay. And in the process of trying to look for a breakout from a technical pattern, guys, it'll change your life. And I mean, you'll be on the market in a different kind of way every 5-10 minutes. Whereas, think of this. Instead, if you're just accumulating based on Fibonacci numbers, you can put your limit orders in. All right? You put your limit orders in, no problem. You don't have to watch it. You're just waiting for the natural process to unfold, and it's not a circumstance you have to watch, with a magnifying glass. We have to, literally create remote channels for remote channels to immediately disseminate information that we have just achieved the breakout, and if there is because it's on the fringe or because it's pushing the extreme, okay, of the returns while we are regaining this bullish momentum. And that's one thing, while we're regaining this bullish momentum, because this would be a very bullish move. You guys agree with that? It would be a very bullish move. 45% to the upside would be huge. Okay. In the process of that, a lot of people would want to go in heavy immediately when this were to break out. That's the strategy when you play a break on a chart pattern. It would be immediately. Okay. Immediately when there's a breakout and there's a confirmation, we would be getting down into just the micro management of this price concern, or of this investment concern of Harmony 1. Now, we would already say that, well, look at this, and you'll understand, you will give some credence to kind of what we're doing now. You will understand that based upon the high, okay, this high of the I'll say the frequency interval, the pricing interval, based upon this high, and let me go ahead and turn on these magnets. If you ever see this magnet down in your options, that will ensure that you are clicked and you are anchored, okay? So we will anchor exactly to this high. I think we're anchored to it now. Yeah, if you turn that magnet on, it will anchor you exactly to the chart there. So that will be the anchor. See, now if we get into this, technically you've already broken out of this, okay? Because the pricing action has exceeded, okay, this channel, which represents these top two resistance levels. Now you start getting into arguments of, well, is that a significant breakout? When you start talking about whether or not it's a significant breakout, you will see my hesitation has been not to draw these lines. You guys know that. If we talk about, let's discuss this. You guys will see kind of another reason we haven't talked about it. And guys, it's pertinent because you may have already drawn these out. You may be trading on this. You may be looking at putting in money right now because there's a breakout. So I want you to kind of know educationally behind things in terms of kind of the approach to it, the classical approach to it, you know, why this could present a problem, okay? As we draw the line on the bottom, as we get into specifying with precision kind of the scalpel out on the technical analysis, I want you to understand what we're looking for is two. Okay, we need 2 contact points. Okay, we have here the base. We need 2 contact points. You almost have 2 contact points here. Okay, but as we look at this, this is really one of the primary reasons I'm going to tell you why we have not gone with this chart formation. Because as I look at these 2 contact points that we wanted here, the problem is it's inviting me. You see that there's not 2 contact points here. There's an area on where we're targeting in right there. There's an area, okay, right in here that isn't really flush with the line. You say, well, that's what is that? That's, you know, that's a, come on, that's a 0.001, huh? That's nothing. Well, I'll tell you what, that's a 0.001. And what just happened with our pricing target, which we're still fine. We still have money in hand, ready to execute at this price. The price action, when they did the news release yesterday, it missed the pricing target by 0.0015. And that was not the intention of us to predict when the company would come out exactly with the news source. But probably for about, you know, say 20, 30 minutes, we probably would have hit the pricing target. So that's just a matter of timing. But these are critical in terms of the 0.001, the efficiency, the accuracy with which we can achieve, let's say efficiency with which we can achieve the pricing target, and the accuracy with which it is achieved is essential. And it is very much a, you know, you're into day trading, you're into whatever the, you know, those facets are that require kind of speed and precision. Well, when I'm making a determination early on in the charts and in the video, just understand the speed with which I'm able to do that on the fly with you on the stream right now is a big deal for me. I have to present that information quickly and accurately to you. That's the whole nature of this channel. Otherwise, you don't want to be involved in it. Okay, that's what has helped people get 70% during this channel. I just say, and during this trading sequence on the Fibonacci's, people have made 70% on their money. I know they have. They've entered exactly in on this target, which was a predefined target, which we talked about for days prior to it hitting this event. Then 30 to 50% on this rise in price. Then we talked about this target being a heavyweight target. You guys who know the strategy, okay? The big guys, the big boys strategy, okay? The big street strategy. You know this went in heavy. Another, bam, 20%. So those are things that we determine very quickly. When I see this and when I saw this, you guys need to understand I haven't gotten to this level of detail, but why I didn't push this, okay? And I discussed it kind of briefly last night, but why I didn't put this into a triangle, okay? Because you're off by I'm going to say just 0.001. What is this? The difference between 13.835, okay? 13.835 and 13.885. So what is that? 0.000, yeah, you know, it's fine, 0.001. Okay, well that's off. And why is that off? Because that shows me a different trajectory. Okay, it shows us a different trajectory, and it really shows us something that wants to do a little something like this. If you want to be around that and you want to draw on that line, and I'm going to tell you the projections when you're precise on the kind of on the micro levels. When you're precise on the micro levels, you'll see and let's see, a slight differentiation from your level of precision or your estimate in the near term, let's say that, or in the immediate time frame, a slight adjustment will have huge consequences long term. So you may think you're only off by, what is it, like 0.0001. Who cares? Who cares, Well, I care, because long term, that can make a huge pricing difference. Okay, so you see, as we get into this, we're starting to develop a line that wants to do what, and I'm not going to get real precise with this, but you can start to see as these contacts really come together, we're starting to develop a support line. Okay, on the technical analysis, on any chart that we would draw, which wants to do what. And I could spend, guys, I do spend a lot of time. I really zoom in. I really get into these technicals. I want 2 exact points. I want to have the best chart. Okay, that's how I bring you guys the accurate pricing information. Period. If you guys want access to those, when I'm talking about people making money based on our pricing targets, I'm talking exactly this blue line. Our guys got picked up on the trades. We talked about this level. Bam, bam, exactly. Okay, the market maker came down and got these guys and rode up this and created a market and created this 20% in here. Okay, so that's the exact figures on these blue lines that the market maker came in for. And we expected that. We fully expected that. That's why we discussed it. Now, what I don't like about this, if I bring up, this triangle formation, if we bring that up, what we're really going into is, you guys see the dual contact there. We're getting into something that looks like this. Okay, we're getting into something which kind of has this, and I'm on the Snap 2 grid. I'm on that we're working with the magnet right now. So that just means you're going to snap to the coordinates and only on the endpoints. So watch your mid-level concerns. Not just the endpoints will typically snap along to when you have that magnet involved, but it won't pay attention to the midpoints. So when you get out a bit, you may not have that same level of precision. That's why you need to spend time with it. So that's essentially what's kind of being created here. Okay, and what it wants to do, if we're forming kind of a triangle, it had that notion, and that was before this happened, before this kind of upward trajectory occurred. We had drawn out that triangle a few times, and I kept taking it off. We were looking at something kind of like, just so you guys know, we were looking at something that looked like, it just seemed like this early on. And I told you guys a few times, I'm like, I'm going to draw this, and I'm going to take it off. Bam. Okay, I multiple times I told you guys, it's just not what we want to deal with. First of all, this level of imprecision or lack of precision of these 2 points, what it wants to do is it wants to cut into your base here. It wants to kind of create, instead of a triangle that you can trade, it wants to create somewhat of a little flagpole. Okay, it wants to create somewhat of a different event, or somewhat of a base. I'll just say a baseline that's eliminated from your triangle. Now, that's not what you want on a triangle. That's not what you want. That defies the whole point of you having it. It turns into something like maybe a bull flag, maybe a pennant formation, maybe a wedge formation. But you start looking at, well, maybe we were looking at something a little bit more like this. And we haven't really discussed that in depth. Okay, we were discussing the pricing targets, and yeah, it's possible. As you start looking at this, because we really haven't discussed this recently. Okay, we haven't discussed this recently. When did we discuss this? Well, I think you guys who were paying attention, you know that we were discussing this type of price action. And so this is how the magnet, will start to mess with you a little bit. So you're going to have to be able to toggle this magnet portion as you define. Now, guys, this is defining price action, defining channels. This is, as you look at your investments, you need to be able to do this within a reasonable degree of accuracy and efficiency or timing. You need to be able to produce these relatively quickly, and you need to know with some certainty whether or not you can rely on them and make some decisions. We know on the Fibonacci's, we know, guys, we know for a fact that we can rely on them. We know using our pricing targets that exactly you're going to be able to rely on these because they're given to us. The rest of this, it becomes very interpretive. You guys understand that. We just made one potential, I'm going to say one potential, looks like a triangle, a symmetrical triangle. Then an abbreviated one, which could have been, kind of a descending triangle. Then, then a potential, now we're into another, and we get in another formation. We get into essentially the interpretation of the price action. And my interpretation of price action, guys, I'm not going to sell that off the back of a wagon like snake oil. I'm just not going to do that because everyone has their interpretation. That's fine. What I deal with is concrete facts. What I deal with are calculations, specific calculations at levels of the Fibonacci that they have already given us, which have proven what? Which have proven time and time again to be extraordinarily profitable, period. They wouldn't give us the Fibonacci sequence. They would not give us these calculations unless they expected everyone to rely on them. And I'll say not everyone, because the people who are sophisticated enough to do retracements, okay? And when I say sophisticated, guys, we never, I'll just tell you, we do not recommend. And in terms of financial advice, you guys go find your advisor, go find your financial advisor. That's not me. That's not what the purpose is. I'm educating you on principles of finance and investment theories, okay? What I tell you guys, and always know this, we never, I turn this into a dog, all right? This becomes like a dog. Look at the front of the arrow, okay? This dog, you may want to say, well, I want to, that puppy in the window, it looks great, whatever you're looking at in terms of an investment opportunity, okay? You're shopping for, you want to make your next money mark, right? I'll tell you, anything that has a tail, right here, if this arrow is the front of the dog, anything that has a tail on it, you just look at this. This may be one of the legs, and we do call these legs so that you know. That's a formalized Wall Street talk, okay? Investment talk, period. Go read some books. You'll see that. Or if you've worked on the street, you know that. Anything that has a tail on it, okay, we do not buy it, okay? That is not what we do. Well, we want to get in here on the tail. No, if it has a tail, we do not buy it. That's it, okay? So it's very easy for us to know that and for us to make that determination. As you're trying to get in on price action, it becomes competitive within yourself. That's when destruction occurs. That's when the destruction sets in, guys. You don't want to create that dynamic where you're chasing. What do they say? You chase the train, you'll land on the tracks. So we don't want that to occur. Is there anything else? Can you guys think of anything else you'd like to see on this chart specifically? Would you like to see, let's talk about, what did we talk about? Yeah, we talked about the interpretive events, right? What are the interpretive events versus what are the concrete figures, the target price figures, okay? Those target price figures, those concrete figures, right? They give us certainty. They give us something that we know the market maker is dealing with. We know he's dealing with our figures. We don't know that the market maker has his same exact pattern in mind that we do. He may not interpret, he may not have read, and you guys will see throughout all of the literature, you will get so much different information about different charting patterns. You just will. You can explain them a million different ways. So that is when you get into multiple levels of interpretation, that's when we kind of want to pump the brakes on things, and we want to just say, well, let's get back to what can we rely on? What's the amount of reliability that we can genuinely have? And see, I don't want to get into. You'll understand if I get into this pricing event, if I get into, well, I want two contacts along the top. You see, first of all, already we could have had a channel breakout at another channel. All right, that's one interpretation. And do we like that better? Because on the triangle formation, just remember, first of all, these 2 points don't match up. They want us to be a little bit more skewed and cut off the bottom of this pricing action. Okay, this is the base of the pricing action. It wants us to cut that off. Well, that's not a triangle. That's not what I want. So if we try and turn this into a triangle, let's see. We're going to have to go up through these points. We already know that those are not clearly or perfectly defined, right? And let's get into the rest of this, because this is a dual approach here in terms of why we have failed this pattern to be specific about it. We can't even really cut through on 2 levels. That may be close enough. We say, okay, fine, that may be close enough. All right, if that is close enough, we'll just say, let's not worry about the 0.001, right? Let's not worry about that. Let's get into a pattern. Let's trade a pattern. Okay, well, that's what we would have drawn, and I drew it a few times. You guys know that we're watching the channel. I drew that a few times, okay, to let you know that, yes, maybe we're getting into some sort of a symmetrical triangle. We drew that, okay? I kept taking it off. Well, and one of the reasons is because we had formed a really bullish pattern. This is not necessarily a bullish pattern, and you'll get people to start to discuss whether or not it's a bullish pattern, all right, and whether or not it's a bearish pattern. That can affect the market psychology, and if it's not perfectly drawn and we're already kind of guessing, if we're into the guesswork of things, man, I'd rather deal with concrete numbers. I'd rather deal with an investment strategy and an approach where I know for a fact it's going to hit. All right, it's going to hit big, and we knew that before this hit. Okay, this area right here of 20%. We knew that right here. Bam. We knew it was going to hit big because the exchange gave us the numbers. These are your pricing entries. Now, there's different probabilities of it going up from each level, and it makes sense to be involved more at lower levels. And I typically do a double down or a triple down approach. Okay, every level we do a double down or triple down. First level, first on the red, we don't have any money available. Okay, we don't. As we hit the green, we start to pepper in a little bit of money. Okay, if we pepper in, say, $100 right here, just trades of $100. Okay, no problem. No problem. We hit the next level. What is that? Well, maybe $200. Okay, let's go ahead and pay kind of, we're sitting at the table. We enjoy this market maker. We like this a lot. Now, what that's doing, that's conforming our pricing, our pricing activity, our trade activity. It's conforming it to economics. Why? Because at lower levels of price, we're going to have more demand. People say, well, I'm not going to have any demand until I get to my price. Well, it's not that you're not going to have any demand at a higher price. You're just going to have less demand. If it's an extremely high price, you don't have to have any demand. But a demand curve, okay, demand curve involves a little bit of demand at these levels where they're backing off the price. And what you're doing in that meantime, as you create this lateral trajectory on your pricing action, as you step in and say, yeah, okay, fine, I'm going to do some orders. And precisely here, guys, this is just a little bit of money right here, probably $100, okay? A few people, $100 orders, no problem. Get down into this. Now we've got, about $200. Hey, no problem. We hit this line, 6 times or so. And you guys, you do your own investment strategy or approach. I'm telling you how to build essentially something that makes sense in line with the big top dogs and the top guys, and not guys you could probably go talk to, but they're there. They're in the $1 trillion kind of management crew. So this is what they do. They're prepared to double and triple down. That's it. They are, because it makes more sense. You have a cost basis then at a lower level, okay, with more volume. All right, so any appreciation in the price, for instance, you say, well, that's fine, London. I appreciate that. I like the approach, but what does that give us? Well, I tell you, it gives you exposure, heavier exposure to the downside while you're able to accumulate more at a lower price. That's the whole idea. It also gives you exposure to the upside were this to create some phenomenal news, and were this to completely just skyrocket to the moon from this top level area. Okay, so you're covered on the contingency that maybe this will go up early, and you're also disciplining yourself to say, you know what, it's a great stock, I love the story, but I'm not going to throw everything in when it just went through the roof here. It just went to a 30 to 50% pricing action event. I'm not going to necessarily just throw everything into this. That doesn't make sense. That defies, if you have that much demand, that defies your economics. The economics analysis fails on that. And if you contravene the market, okay, the market will contravene you. I'll tell you, when people get kicked out of their accounts, when they get locked out or they get wrecked, that's a term, R-E-K-T, when they get wrecked, okay, they're getting liquidated. It's over. It's the caboose has left. It's gone. Okay, all your cash is gone. It's because they've decided to put in everything and defy the market, okay, with their investments at a high level, okay, at a high price action level. That's not what we want. We pepper in at the top, guys. We pepper in at the top. Now, we drew this Fibonacci in here. If you watch the show here, you'll be able to plug in to those Fibonacci levels. You'll be able to know exactly what those are. And you have to be careful the way you draw them. Okay, this is very precise here, these pricing levels. And it's just ordinary market activity. That we can be a part of the ordinary market activity is phenomenal. That's what we want. We want to be able to engage with the exchange and the market maker and have him pick us up right here for a nice ride up. And the good thing about this, look real quickly as we discuss this strategy. The good thing is, as we did this and peppered in the investments, this hit on the 4 hour instead of on the 1 hour. It's a perfect notch in here on the 4 hour instead of the 1. That's okay. No problem. The orders still went through. Okay, these orders went through. Orders here went through. It creates a lateral price. You either have lateral side to side or you have vertical, okay? So we want to maximize the condition of the lateral before we go vertical. And our pricing, let's say our pricing approach and our risk approach in concert or in confluence therewith, okay? We want to maximize the lateral in line also with the vertical. We want to maximize our positioning essentially with the contingent that we're going to experience a positive price action, say out of the ordinary on the upside, and the contingent that we're going to continue to normally just scaled down into a higher investment level in line with economics, okay? So it would kind of defy economics, I'll give it to you, if this were to just kind of jump up right after this original pricing event of 30 to 50%. Now, it creates a lot of market hype. You guys know this. The market maker will take this event, he'll take the 30 to 50%, he will say, hey, we've got 30% gain, we have a 40% gain. What will the market maker do? Okay, that's the one who manages. He's in charge of all the purchase and sale contracts in the market. He will take all of your heavy money here, and this was the figure that we gave you exactly. It's just a Fibonacci calculation, very easy to do. Okay, it's in his program, it's in our program, it's in the exchange software. So we come up with this figure, heavyweight money going in. Bam, we're up 30%. Well, I tell you, the market maker is going to take those to market. He's going to take your cash to market. Okay, in your position to market, and he's going to say, well, why don't we go notify their program, their software is going to automatically, their exchange software is going to automatically take the notification that, hey, we have all these, we have a, he's going to market it at a 30% increase, okay? He's going to market this at a higher level. When you see, you're going to say, well, how is he really marketing it at a higher level? When you see a drastic amount of velocity, okay, in a price, typically that's something that may be escaping a lot of the of orders. There's a reason it's going on that way, because there's more pressure on the downside, let's say from the downside, from the bulls charging forward. They're not running into resistance. They're not running into any orders. This amount of money which has been funneled in and pressured into the system, guys, this velocity indicates that it's not running into any resistance orders. There is not a heavy sell order right here along the way. So do understand that when I talk about it allows him to go out and market, okay, to push notifications to 10,000, 100,000 individuals, okay, that are looking at potentially investing in Harmony One. They'll all get an alert. Harmony One is up 20, 30%. A lot of people, the psychology is, well, it's gone up so much, it's going to continue to go up. Well, he has to sell what you have bought in at. So you have bought in here. He has to create that market through his, that's what a market maker does, okay, from the purchase end to the sale end. He is going to take your purchases, he's going to turn them into sales at a higher level. And the fact that this velocity has gone the way it has, velocity is just the change in price over a specified duration in time. Okay, so when it goes up more in price over a short period of time, that's a higher price velocity. When you have a higher price velocity like this, a higher upward trajectory, okay, price action to the upside, when you have that, it's telling you, okay, that there's a sufficient amount of orders from the bulls, okay, purchase power to where they're not encountering resistance from the sales side, okay, and that enables, okay, the market maker to go out and market this, to go out and say, hey, look, we have all these available. And now who's going to capitalize? These guys, the guys who got in at our pricing targets, okay? And there are pricing targets, but they are also the exchange. It's the exchange's pricing targets. Why? Because they gave us the software, and because their industry professionals use these calculations. It's just the truth. Otherwise, they wouldn't have given us the software. So that's, in a nutshell, that's how simple all of this is. That is how simple all of this is. If you would like these pricing targets, if you'd like to be able to gauge in and measure your risk and say, yes, I would like to learn how to continually input, let's say, put myself in a position where I am decreasing my risk, maximizing my potential for gain, then you have found the right channel. And we believe you've found the right investment instrument, which is Harmony One. It's had phenomenal price action, guys, and it's really it's showing us kind of what it can do recently, and it looks like it may be turning in a really great positive direction. So it's been phenomenal. Some people are in at 2 or 3 cents. They're up 5 times their money. It's gone up for some people up to 20 times their money. So it's sitting very nicely. The fact that you could look at becoming a part of Harmony One is a good thing. It's a good thing for everybody. I love the management team. I love the pricing action. I love the fact that it's very dependable in terms of the Fibonacci numbers. I love the fact that we were able to talk about for days before this pricing event exactly what this would be, this Fibonacci sequence, this number here at 13 cents. I love the fact that people made literally between 30 and 50% on their money. Bam. Okay, within a period of hours. I love the fact that this right here was a predetermined level, a heavyweight investment. okay, of a double and triple down. Every level that went down, it was discussed as a double or triple down. Why? To make sure, first of all, a little bit peppered in on the top, okay? A little bit peppered in to make sure, well, if it does go up, I mean, if it beats all the odds and defies gravity, the thing, we want to be involved on that upward trajectory, okay? That's very simple, okay? As it backs down in price, we want to be involved on that upward trajectory, no problem, if it does occur. But we want to be involved, again, peppered in lightly, just a few, I mean, $100, potentially $100. Why? Because it's getting to the point where it makes sense on an economic framework, okay? If we're looking at economics, at a higher price, at an extreme price, there's going to be no demand, okay? At this, we're not going to have any demand, okay? As it backs off, okay, maybe it gets into the realm of possibility. Well, there's a little bit of demand, okay? We're going to put a little demand in there, okay? A little bit of cash. And in the process, we create that lateral price trajectory, okay? We start to establish that bullish trend. And how are we establishing it? By exhibiting bullish behavior. We're putting in purchase orders. Very simple. So it's going to exhibit and reflect exactly what we're doing. So it's kind of a self-fulfilling, strategy to make money. And it is, you think, well, that's odd because, yeah, the big investment houses, they use it, okay? You can see them on TV. If they use the terminology, we are ready to double down at different levels. You'll hear the top guys say that. Literally, you'll hear the biggest investors in the world tell you, we are ready to double down at this area. Okay, well, so are we. That's exactly what we do. That's exactly the approach we have. We want to double down in these areas. Why? Because it reinforces a position where we're able to accumulate more coins, okay, more of our investment instrument, those units at a lower price. It reinforces that we don't buy at the top. We don't heavily leverage ourselves at the top. We leverage ourselves more so, okay, always with insurance underneath, always with another level of double down of what this entire area is, okay? And I'll discuss how these portions flow over and the overall approach. But yeah, within the micro kind of, let's say pricing frequency here, this pricing interval, within this micro event, yeah, we have a set of Fibonacci's within the entirety of the whole pricing event. We have Fibonacci's. Let's back out on the chart and take a look. Guys, this is starting to look very good. I said that last night, okay, in the show. This is starting to look very good. This is something that we're starting to look at like this, and it was about here. It hadn't really ramped up to the rest of the 15. And when you see this, we have pricing targets below. Now, what is the story with the pricing targets below? And a lot of people think, well, you just want it to go down. Absolutely not. I want to give people the opportunity to talk about the Fibonacci levels, to talk about what's already been on the radar. If it chooses, and it has chosen to go through kind of a stall on the tarmac, no problem. There's something wrong with the carpet in the back or some little problem with the jetliner, no problem. We'll just sit, we'll be patient. We kind of have first class seats at this point, guys. We have first class seats and a very nice, very nice, something that's produced very nice pricing events for us, very nice returns for everybody. For those of you who got in at 2 or 3 cents, guys, you're at 5 times, 6 times, whatever your money. Okay, so people are doing phenomenally well still. And look at the trajectory here, the positive price action, 20 times your money in a number of several weeks. Then as we've kind of stood on the tarmac for a second, it looks like, guys, we're about to ramp back up on this thing. It looks, that's what it's starting to tell us. And how did we accomplish that? I want you guys to know, how did we accomplish that? How did we get there? Well, we got there with an approach to peppering in some different investments as the price started to drop, to kind of work in line with the economics of market principles, okay? Basic economics theory, basic market theory, okay? The demand curve. It's not that there's no demand here. It's just there's a little bit of demand, and that will regulate you. That will discipline you, guys, from ever getting involved in something. And it takes discipline. If you're not doing that and you're still just leveraging all in, guys, you're defying, essentially you're defying the market principle. I'm just going to say that. And maybe your investment approach is great that way, but you're probably hopping around to different investment instruments and trying to do that in different places. You just can't master 10 or 15 charts at once. It's very difficult, guys, unless you have a staff and a crew. It's very difficult to master 10 or 15 charts at once. You will jump into something and think that you have the chart correct in your 15 minutes and you're going to diagnose it for 15 minutes. Guys, we have spent days and weeks, okay, it will be months on Harmony One and the pricing action. We know this thing. You know this. we get to where we know this thing, you begin to understand the psychology, not just of the market and the price action of Harmony One related to all of these others. We may say, well, there's another instrument that is going up and this may be going down. Yeah, we look at the hedge factors. Okay, we start to also know the kind of the condition or the behavior of the management team. You're not going to know that. You're not going to be able to look at another investment instrument in 10 or 15 minutes or even an hour and to be able to make a good decision as you're trying to hop shop around to different investment concerns or different things with positive price action. And that's what you'll follow. Guys, typically you'll follow something with positive price action, which tells me what? Which tells me it's expensive. All right? That's not the best way to shop for something. If you want to go to the local mall or to the market and you want to say, yeah, I'm going to go somewhere, I want to buy something that's expensive. What's going to happen? You're probably going to, you're going to either spend too much money or you may run out of money, right? It's not, no one needs to do that. And if your account is just for that, you may not have your account very long. And you can turn $1 billion into, just pennies if you really want to, I'll tell you that. So you can definitely turn in, $10,000, $15,000, $50,000, $100,000 or more, into nothing. If that's your goal, if you want to gamble that away and just throw it away, you can if you think that's fun. We don't think that's fun. As we get into this specific triangle, this symmetrical triangle, what I'll say is, in addition to this being a problem, and this is why I didn't leave it up, okay? This is why I didn't bring it up, because we don't have two strong contact points in and around this area. It's close, it's real close, but this bothers me right here, the fact that we have kind of a void here. And also, it breaks my rules, okay? It breaks the rules of what I'm interested in doing, that it would also require us, if we follow that exact, that slope of those two lines, it would require us to cut off some of the bottom portion of this triangle, of the base of the triangle. So that's, in essence, that's why we did not draw it. And you guys saw me put it up a few times and take it down. It looks like there's some degree of a pricing action that is occurring with a level of increasing support. Now that came in the form of timing. All that is, what we're seeing is timing. That's not pre-calculated. No one's structuring that in. That's just timing. He missed our, the CEO, the management team came out with news literally probably maybe an hour too early. Okay, if it hadn't had come out at that point, it would have been just a miracle that it hit. The news event was perfectly in line with our price target. This was our price target, okay? Just so you know. Again, I'm going to review this for anyone who's new to the forum. This exact level, bam, bam, that exact level was our pricing target. People made 20%. We had talked about heavy investment at this level. Heavier relative to all this, much heavier. Double and triple down at every level. Yeah, we were at, if you put $100, just so you guys know how much was made, if you put $100 in, we were talking about $200 in, we were talking about $600 at this level, at the teal level. Okay, and this backs off depending upon how much was at the other levels in the overall aggregate, but 600 at this level. Then we talked about 1800. Okay, 1800. Then we talked about, yeah, you're going to double this every time you go down or triple down. Then we talked about 5400. Okay, so yeah, you're talking about 5400. That may be 54,000. That may be 5.4 million. Whatever that amount is at this level, and that's fine. We've handled money. I'm sure a lot of you have had big jobs and handled big concerns, and it's not the amount of money; it's the precision or degree of strategy you can employ, or both. Let's say that you can mitigate your risk and maximize your returns. Something with a safety net, always with a safety net below it, to say if this level were to collapse down here, well, we have double the amount of money. We're ready to double down, and we make sure that we like our investment concern. Okay, we like our investment instrument enough that we will be willing to double down. We like the story, guys. Harmony One has a phenomenal story on the fundamentals, and I'm not one of those chart guys that will say I never pay attention to the fundamentals. But I like that. I like the management team. They seem like they know what they are doing. So we appreciate that, and this is the trading. This is kind of the trading floor. You guys know that we're learning on the fly, but in the context of that, let's pull this up as we look at something breaking through the floor. Well, we don't like this. I'm gonna tell you this for certain. Now, we didn't have these lines up, so it didn't break through our floor, and I'll tell you that it didn't break through the floor that I had drawn for you guys. You guys know that, right? Because I would have drawn this floor right here, right? And I did a few times and I took it off. Why? This symmetrical triangle, well, look at this. It would have bounced on through this. Yeah, and getting technical with it, it would have bounced on through this, and then we would have had an event that, in terms of confirmation, etc., you still haven't deviated at all from this downward pricing channel right here, this downward pricing action, let's say, this pricing action. And the fact that you really hadn't deviated at all or even recognized this line, which could theoretically exist there, just tells me that it's really not there, guys. It's not there. As much as we want that line to kind of be there, it's not worth us putting it there. I'm gonna go ahead and say that for the record. So we're gonna take that off and we'll feel better. The other fact is right now, if we were to establish the upper side of the bounds of this triangle, that I'll leave just the top portion here, and I'll discuss why this is still maybe this is a bad idea. And be careful when you guys see guys throwing around all the triangles and everything else. I always say, based upon a textbook approach, a theoretical textbook approach, because market conditions can wildly affect pricing action outside of any kind of a chart pattern. Now, Fibonacci's are a calculative way of us approaching something for strategy and profit. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, at a lower price, we want more invested. That makes sense. We're going to double down or triple down to get a bargain and to appreciate more of the volume we're able to acquire at those lower levels. That makes a lot of sense. That makes all the sense in the world. So you want a better price, yeah. More money at the bottom, yeah. And that's good because you'll have more volume as well, and you'll be able to appreciate the positive nature of any increase in the unit of price. Dynamic. That sounds like a winner to me. Absolutely does. So as we look at this triangle here, we're going to go ahead. Oh, and guys, go ahead. If you would like to receive pricing targets, go to Twitter and type in The Kingdom, okay? You'll have to go to the search box, type in The Kingdom. This is the Crypto Kingdom, all right? So type in The Kingdom and click Go to the Kingdom. You'll have to scroll down where it says Go to the Kingdom, all right? And click on that and go ahead and follow us. This is our website. This is our We Are the Kingdom on Twitter. This is our Twitter site, I guess you say that. And it looks like we have a good group. And this is great, guys. We have, it looks like we have 12 people that have followed us. Let's do a few shout-outs. Let's get some shout-outs going. David, we want to say that is great to have you here. David, welcome to the channel. It's nice to have you here. You look like a trader, brother. I can tell you are into trading, so shout out to you. You remind me of one of the guys I hired from Wall Street. The best guy on Wall Street. I hired him. He was my guy. So even those guys have problems. We got another trader in the house. Antidote Official, what's going on? There we go. Completely and utterly mesmerized by the music. Another Texas guy in the house. Great to have you here. Antidote. Shane, what's going on? Nice to have you here. Shout out to Shane. Welcome to the Harmony One community, and you'll see how much fun we do have. We have Rounder. Oh, big time Rounder. Hey, you got a shark on the hook. I like that. And you got a table full of chips. That sounds like fun there. You're into calculations. You're into a lot of good stuff there. I can definitely tell that. Very good. I think we touched on Michael Gundry. I think we got into Michael Gundry last night. Shout out to him. Shout out to looks like Flyman as well. Flyman is into the fishing. That's great. Very nice. Very nice. You guys are kind of a dynamic crew here. We like that. I think we discussed, you guys, if you don't have a profile picture, go ahead and throw that in there. And let's see what else we got. Let's go back to the charts. Also on the, on the Discord, you guys follow the link in the chat right now at the top of the chat. Follow that link. You'll get access to the different chat rooms. We have hot cryptos. We have all kinds of things. We have technical analysis. You'll be able to ask me questions directly there. And there's no charge to enter into it. So you guys go ahead and follow that Discord. It's kind of our back channel. We are having a giveaway. Okay, we're going to have a giveaway for 1,000 Harmony One. Okay, so if you're looking at being a part of the giveaway, we've already had one for 500 Harmony One. And I just want to thank Yoski. Okay, Yoski is great. He has contributed and been a great part of the giveaways. Also, we want to thank just everyone. We'll thank our moderators right now. Red Raider is in the house. We also want to shout out to Infidel and to Gear Shifter. Those are some great guys that have put a lot of work in, continue to put a lot of work into the channel, and they believe in the community. So we're building something really great, and it's growing. It's growing every day, so we appreciate that. Every time we stream live, we get additional people on Twitter. We're able to reach additional people, and it's great because, guys, the people we're reaching, a lot of them have the wrong investment approach. And it's just not it's not something natural that you're going to go through and just say, you're not going to be born knowing how to trade. Particularly, you're not going to know how to use these programs. So we're excited we can bring that information to you. And if I can deliver the information, and you could just say, if you could be a part of delivering the information that's crucial towards profits, that's what you want to do. We all want to make money. That's why we're involved in this. We're not just, it's not a you know, a casual just kind of relaxation event. No, it's something we're involved in very seriously for the money. So let's see what we have. Now, if we had drawn out, we already saw it just here recently within the last paradigm that we had shifted through. And let's do this. We had just seen how if we drew this trend line on the bottom, what would have happened? Well, if we drew it up to there, we would have broken through the floor already, right? Yeah, we would have broken through that floor. Now, on the top level, the same is true right now, okay? If we had drawn this technical chart and we had established two contacts perfectly with precision, right? Yeah, what's the problem? Let's start to look at this. You tell me what's the problem as we look at this. There's two contact points and then this central area right here. You guys just tell me. I'll be quiet. You tell me what's the problem. I will confirm that this is a contact point. Confirm the second one's the contact point. Then what's the problem? We just showed you how you broke through the floor. Okay, let's get to this. You guys look at this closely. You guys tell me what the problem is. There's 1 point, right? Yes, 1 point. There's 2 points. That gives us our trading channel. That would theoretically give us our trading channel. Now, oh well, then we do what? Well, we have a breakout. We broke through the floor. Now we're breaking off through the resistance, right? So this is a landmark deal. This is a, you know, no, this is the problem with this. When things are ill-defined or they're imperfect, you get any kind of a scenario where, you know, we already went through on the bottom. We already had one deviation, okay, one kind of deviation. That deviation was real kind of slight, okay? That's from the base here. If we look at the base, let's look at the problem on this one. And guys, when people are drawing their overall charts and everything, I'll tell you, when they're not precise, it can cost people money, okay? So here, I don't like this. First of all, these two touch points are too close in proximity. Okay, I'd prefer them to be further apart, give us some distance. That gives us more reliability. And I'm not sold on this right here. I'm not sold on this. I don't like the difference of the 0.0001. I don't like that. It doesn't give enough quality or formation to the character of the trend line. It just doesn't do that. So it doesn't satisfy that. And then, hey, look at this. Yeah, it broke through the floor of whatever trend line we could have drawn. And I bring that up because you guys will see a lot of people that just ballpark things on different channels, and they will throw, you know, they'll get excited about this, but you have to ask them, like, well, you know, I always qualify things. If I throw one of these out there, like, yeah, just be prepared that the market conditions may drastically alter a textbook definition. We're in crypto. This stuff does not always work. So we have already technically broken out of this channel. All right, that would be the big tagline, is we've broken out of the channel. We haven't broken out of the channel. This is an ill-defined, I'll just say, anyone who's discussing, you know, kind of the technicals, it's an ill-defined approach. And you guys know, a lot of times people will give the estimates in terms of where things are going. They'll give you that estimate, okay, that additional 30% in value on up to, and we like to hear on up to the possibility of a rise in price to, let's say, you know, if it's 20 cents, okay, within the next 24 hours. You'd like to hear that stuff. I like to deliver it to you, but I also like to deliver the absolute truth of the pricing events. I like to deliver down with precision. If we get down into the candles and we start looking at things, people want to know, well, how much of an increase is this really? I like to deliver the fact that it's up 16%. It's been up 16% this morning, okay? You know, I like that. I like to deliver based upon our pricing target, exactly our pricing target of a few days ago. That was a 20% gain. I like to, you know, deliver this information. This is the type of information, it's clear, it's in front of you, but we can discuss that. For some people who got in a little below our target and went up 47%. All right, on the previous event on April 7th, okay? So what I don't like is kind of any kind of guesswork. I just don't like that. That's not what we're in the mood for ever, guesswork, when it relates to our money. And the problem is we enjoy trading, and I take it that you guys enjoy trading as well, okay? Because you enjoy it, we want you to be able to do it for a long time. And we want you to be a part of our community for a long time. When people are over leveraged, I'll tell you, at high levels, they wind up complaining and they're frustrated. And I would be too if I were them. They have a large position and they're down in the money. And they want to know, what can I do to fix it? Well, there's no real solution for that, okay? If you paid too much and you contravene the market principles, we can't really help you with that right now, other than the fact that, well, we think it has a good story and we like the overall chart. I'll just tell you that the overall chart right now is starting to look very good and healthy again. Okay, let's kind of zoom back out on this pricing action. We had a little stall on the tarmac. This is just, guys, we parked the plane for a minute, all right? Just say whatever you want to. We parked the plane. We have been gearing the engines back up. The engines officially have been geared back up. I don't want to call out what could potentially be a positive formation here either. I won't call that a W formation. I won't call that out the same I didn't call out an M formation, okay? Now, if it does take off, and this was not an M formation, the same it wasn't a head and shoulders, inverse head and shoulders, we called this out, and we gave you the information that it was not an inverse head and shoulders in and around this area, okay? It was critical. Why? Because then you had 32 hours of straight green candles, okay? You had literally on the 4-hour charts 32 hours of straight green candles. So we've had a phenomenal amount of success on this channel. Okay, and if you would like to continue to have that amount of success, go ahead and subscribe, turn on the notifications, and we have a good background between me and the other guys. There's a lot of experience in crypto. I mean, a lot between some of the admins, etc., in the group. Me financially, guys, I have the resume, I have the credentials. I can bring this information to you, and it's a pleasure to do that. That's why we're here. So again, today, this morning, first of all, in the aggregate, it's starting to look like something that looks pretty good. I mean, if you just saw this chart right now, and I think this is going to become interesting because anyone who wants to take a look at Harmony One right now, is starting to look like this. Well, guys, we've seen a whole lot of charts, okay, that look like this. Just this portion of the chart that looks like this. You guys know that every day you see these, they all look like that. Well, we're going to just let's go ahead and just throw our money into this and see what happens. No. Guys, that's not what we need to do. You're buying high. We don't ever buy into kind of the train ride. You will miss the train and you'll wind up on the tracks. So what we want to look at though is if we were to pull something up like this, well, it starts to look a little bit more reasonable because now we're within some different retracement zones of the Fibonacci. Now it has some technical kind of stamina to it that they're like, well, it looks like it's gaining traction in and around this area of the Fibonacci, okay? And that's positive, okay? That's something that we like. That's, and we do have people that are making $100,000 investments right now, plus at least $100,000 investments in and around these certain areas, okay? So yeah, it's gaining some market attention that like it should. And we'll never forget, working up, let's say, in and around this area, look how well the Fibonacci's support this price action, guys. You cannot deny on this one. Look at the levels of support. Kind of step one, positive price action, okay, on to step two, okay? But look at the level of support, okay, after step one. Positive price action to step three. Look at this level of support, guys, right in line with this kind of teal area, right? Right in line with the base of this kind of purple area, okay? Further defined up in this kind of pale green area, more support. This additional support along this Fibonacci hits again, bam, for 10%. Hits again, bam, for 10%, okay? These are important levels. This right here, hit. This is where we start to have a little bit of money for 10%, bam. Okay, as you work down and you escalate or you work into an accumulation schedule that makes sense. Okay, at lower levels, we'll have more demand. That's right, okay? And in the meantime, we'll create a lateral, okay, meaning a push to the side. Not, and guys, not, we don't want to create negative price action to achieve a better price. That's never the intention of this show. I never want to harm anybody financially who's been in that I could or could not, but with influence otherwise, that is already a holder at 2 or 3 cents, okay, or lower price. I never want to do that, nor do I want to stall for individuals that may be involved at a higher level, the combined kind of elements that they may present in terms of needing positive price action. It's never my intention to stall at all. But at the same time, I need to be patient. I need to allow this lateral trajectory to work in concert with the vertical pricing action. So it's been very regular, as you guys know. If you're new to Harmony One, if you're new to the channel, this is Crypto Kingdom. I'm London, and I want to just reinforce the fact that this has been so consistent. Harmony One has been so beautifully oriented in terms of positive price action. We trade these levels, okay, and people make good money. From what I understand, they're making positive amounts of money because I know they are because they're using our exact pricing targets. This 13 cents, we hit it directly, right on the nose. We told you about it literally days before, while we were in this consolidation pattern. Okay, there weren't buy signals along this way. There were right here. I'll say that at the level of what was that? I just remember it. 15. Yeah, people made 10%. People made 10% twice, and they got out. They waited for this level. Then bam, they made 30%. Beautiful. Okay, that's wild. Kind of, again, the jet was stalled on the tarmac for a minute. No problem. After this incredible appreciation in price, yes, everyone wants it to go to $5 in the next 2 weeks. Well, I got to tell you, reality kind of sets in a little bit. The pilot's tired. The company's tired. The exchange got tired. It kind of overheated the exchange. That's a good sign, believe it or not. If something's overheating the exchange, it's too hot. We need to cool the jet engines off. We need to be able to fly to our ultimate destination. So we do like that fact. I'm going to bring up this. It's starting to look like a level of support. It's starting to look like something that I'm happy you guys are involved in. Okay, I'm happy that we've been pushing this to the lateral, okay? Because we've been putting in different orders here, and you're starting to see, guys, by entering in these pricing targets and these levels that we're creating this lateral dynamic. This is very positive. It's very positive for the ultimate, let's say, direction of the price for all of you involved at lower levels. For anyone who got involved at the higher levels, that wasn't because of what we said. I guarantee you that it was not because of what we said. We don't have money at the top levels within this smaller dynamic. Even within here, you made 10% on your any larger amount of investment. The strategy still proves true, even in this dynamic, believe it or not. And I know you guys just took your 10% and that's all you wanted. So a different crowd is with us now. I know that now as well. So it's looking nice. We have this recent price event here, which is 15% as of this morning. That's the reason for the update. This was due to the news that they had established that we have a new exchange position, okay? Harmony One has entered into a new exchange position, and you can now transfer or you can swap for a lot of different things on Swift. Look that up. That's not Harmony One necessarily, but Harmony One's on that. So in terms of your ability to trade in and amongst coins, look that up today. You'll enjoy that. That has given us a kind of a nudge last night. It was about a 10%. We backed off a little bit. I said, it may keep going. And everyone was like, no, that seems like that's about all there is. Well, we wake up and good morning. Yeah, it's another Harmony One day. That's the pricing action that we love. That's why we're here, guys, because it continues to surprise. This is not a boring channel. This is not a boring investment instrument. We wouldn't be involved in it if it were boring. I guarantee you we wouldn't be involved in it. So, yeah, that's very exciting that we're in this. It looks like kind of a consolidation zone. If we had to draw some level of, it almost looks like a level of support that is coming in and around somewhere around this area. Now, I hesitate to draw this level of support because the guys that are watching the channel, you're going to start saying, wait, that's not it. No, it's not, is it? You would say it's this Fibonacci. Exactly. It's already there. These levels of support are already there. We don't have to draw. We don't have to get the arrow out and draw in the level of support, right? It's just in the Fibonacci, okay? It's in the calculation. It's in this, and the Fibonacci is a fancy name for this tool. I wish it were simpler to say, but this Fibonacci level, that allows us to look at the different calculated, kind of investment targets. That's essentially what we do on this channel, is we look at different investment targets. So let's see what. Let's go to the, I'd like you guys in the chat right now. Let us know where you're from in the chat. Go ahead and drop where you're from in the chat. That would be phenomenal. That's important. If you're here for Harmony One and you'd like you'd like it to make money with you and you'd like to learn how to make money with it, essentially. Now, you can have it make money, let's say with you, because you can stake it. It's got some dynamics. You guys can look up all those details. We don't cover staking. We appreciate the fact some people do. They're looking for the average annual yield or percentage yield on their investments in Harmony One. We like to trade it. Excuse me. We love to trade it. Excuse me. Allergies have been awful in Texas. That is just the truth. We have had pollen come in, all types of things. I've been running outdoors. I probably shouldn't run outdoors, not with this kind of weather going on. So please pardon that. That's frightening. I apologize for that. But I can breathe now. I appreciate that opportunity to be able to breathe. Thank you. So as we get in this, I will try and direct all Kleenexes to the rear of the room from now on. So we will direct all Kleenexes to the rear of the room. We're in flight control mode here, but I had to be able to breathe with you guys. It's not easy. A lot of this dust and pollution, everything else going on. So that's just what we have got into. For those of you who are looking for back information, kind of backdoor information, do understand we're not going to be pushing or shilling. We're not going to be pumping and dumping. That's not what we're doing. We are going with predefined pricing targets. We're going with predefined pricing targets, okay, that are given to us by the Fibonacci's. And you guys know if there's a level of support like this triangle, no, it's more in line with this. Everyone's like, yes, it's more in line with that bottom heavy level, okay, that heavier level of investment, okay? And we gauge our investments. We have more investment, okay? As the price goes down, we double or triple down. It's very easy. That prevents us from investing too much on top because everyone wants to invest while it's going up. Well, that's the market maker bringing you that philosophy, because he's bringing you that opportunity. It's kind of like for sale. People are making money. Get into this stock. Like, oh yes, I want to get into that. Well, that's the worst time to get into it while everyone is making money. While they've already essentially they've made their money when they sell it to you. And I need you to understand that if they've made their money when the market maker sells it to you, then yes, as a matter of fact, in executing that sale contract, yeah, he has made them their money. So let's be the ones on the other side of it that say, yeah, okay, let's let the market maker take our product to market. You know, let's get in and have enough of product, allow him to go in and market that to individuals who might want to buy it. Then we put the market maker to work. You see, then we're putting the market maker to work for us, and we have a strategy based upon the technology he's given us. This Fibonacci, we don't have a textbook. We're not calculating this every day. This is his technology. The market, Binance gives this to us. TradingView.com. This is a premium edition of TradingView. Okay, so this is as advanced as a lot of people on the street what they're dealing with. I used to own a private hedge fund. I know exactly the type of software that's used. This is very adequate. This is high-end software. It's beautiful. So when we're able to predict a price, guys, it's textbook of what needs to be done. I'll tell you, if you want to do your own prices, you're welcome to. Be careful on the time frequencies. Be careful if you're using candles. Be careful that you know what you're doing, and go study. If you would like to learn things here, the whole purpose of this channel is education. Okay, bring my years of financial experience kind of in line with your years of financial experience, and let's figure out what all we really know. I know that we know a lot. We know enough how to make 30% right here. We know how to make 10%, 10%, 10%, even in the midst of a consolidation. So, and we know also how to create a lateral price movement that will sustain Harmony One, I believe, in the long term to the upside. So that is a beautiful thing to the upside in terms of creating this bullish trend again. And when we get back to it, guys, you'll never forget the amount of work that we put into this level. And now it's not going to quit. If we get on a huge upward trajectory, we're not going to say, well, that's fine. I guess we're just going to sit here. No, we're always going to be working our exits. We're always going to be working our entries. We are traders. Okay, and I talk with some people about, like, who are you? What do you do? Well, I'm an attorney. Okay, you're an attorney. Wow, that's real great. So how long you been involved in the market? Well, I've had an account for about 2 years, and I'm trading heavily. Oh, okay, so you're an attorney that, you really want to be a stockbroker. You really want to get into trading. Yeah, that's kind of the standard story in terms of how things go. People, you love the market. For some reason, you're drawn to it. So that's the dynamic we have in the group, and that's a great thing. So yeah, I would appreciate if guys are in the room and you'd like to continue to hear this type of news event. It will help me know that we have about twice the number of people that we have a thumbs up. I need to know that you guys are real people, that you're not bots or something like that. We have a real audience right now. So if you'll hit that thumb up and you'd like to receive more information, the algorithm will deliver this information specifically to you, probably in a better fashion if you'll click the thumb up. And it's not just other people, but if you do that, it will be, that would be a good thing. And I don't know why people wouldn't want to receive information on pricing targets that they can get into and make money. So we will, in line with what we're just interpreting, essentially. We're interpreting the information. Well, we are delivering the exact information. We're not interpreting, we are delivering the exact information that's provided to us by the exchange software. So that sounds like my type of work. Very highly technical, dealing with finances. I've consulted with some of the top financial companies, et cetera, around the world, and that's this is kind of old hat to me. This is easy kind of stuff, guys. So it's not complicated. If you want to learn how to continue to receive this information, or learn how to kind of be at the forefront of it and have a kind of a predictive level involved in it, then just continue to stick with us. And let's see. That's funny. Shout out to Vic Moon, Vic Mon. He is a bot. Take me to your leader. Very good. Let's see what else. If you guys have any questions in the comments here, we can go over. Let's see. It says, let's see. There we go. Yo, look at Yoski coming in strong, huh? Yoski has now put up, let's see, replace pinned message. There we go. That link is wrong. Please pin. And I think you'll be able to get into that. Hopefully that is. Now it's the Discord. .gg and then slash Crypto Kingdom. That's all it is. It's Crypto Kingdom with a K. You guys will see that top level. You may want to write that down. Go get a pen real quickly and write down that address. Yoski is one of our moderators. Yoski does a great job. So go ahead and and follow that Discord. That's where we have the kind of the back doors, the intense rooms where we're able to have just a good time. Play. We have a music station. We have all kinds of stuff. We have hot cryptos, different things. Get kind of the distillation of not just like the major channels that are throwing, people screaming and cartoons and all kinds of crazy, just, animated features. That's not what we're about. We're about kind of diligence and discipline. So, yeah, that's a good thing. So let's see. Check the Discord link. Yeah, I got that. I appreciate that. And 1 second here. Let's look at that chart. Let's look at that chart one more time. See what it can tell us. You guys see anything else in this chart as we look at it? Is there anything that you look at and you think, well, yeah, I can see something, or what do we say? Okay, as we get into this, we do see that we didn't like this line on top. Huh? We did not like this control element. Why? Because just as the floor had been broken, okay, the floor had been broken on this one. If we were to have kept that, I didn't keep it. You guys know that, but the floor would have been broken on it. All right, so let's take that off. And in terms of the top, well, that's not really consistent either, is it? No, it's not, because the resistance level would have been broken. So I'm going to take that off. As much as it's nice to see that in terms of structuring, I'm going to take that off. So we have dispensed with the likelihood or the option that we are dealing with a symmetrical triangle. We just have. It looks like we're defining a pretty good consolidation range, though, and it may be tightening. Okay, there's a difference between a tightening consolidation. Okay, very much a difference between a tightening consolidation, because it can have some exponential moving average components to it that are not in line with a symmetrical triangle with a flat trend line. Okay, and it could be expanding. It seems like it's kind of expanding a little bit as we go down into the channel. It's kind of getting a little bit broader than what would typically be defined. And that's just because we experienced a very positive level of investment at the top. Or let's say at the at the top of our investment profile, or investment gain entry point, but essentially at the 13-cent mark. So not at the top, but at the top of our kind of need to maximize kind of positional framework that we put in there. So we're always heavyweight towards the downside. You guys know that. Always heavyweight, doubling down, tripling down. This was our key area. This was yesterday's news. Let's go ahead and measure this one more time. Let's get it on the 30-minute, and let's see on the 30-minute how it has done. Has it maxed out? And I'm going to have this discussion again as I have this discussion. Yeah, we're at 15%, guys. Congratulations. That's a 15% movement on your, and I like this. As I look at the screen right now and watch this live, I really like the price action I'm seeing. I like the chart. Look at that. That's looking good. You guys know that, right? That's starting to look like something we could trade, something we can be involved in. And it's not just us. A lot of people are really starting to wake up to Harmony One again. And some woke up very early in the process at 2 or 3 cents. Some before that. But some people are learning that, yeah, this is a pretty good deal here. This is a pretty good deal. So, yeah, the Discord is that Crypto Kingdom. You spell it with a K. I always tell people Crypto Kingdom with a K. And let's do replace pinned message. There we go. I put the Discord link on top. You guys get into that and have fun with that. Let's see. Now, only way is up. That's good. Shout out to Mark, Daniel, all you people. Let's see, Casey. I'm going to walk you through real quickly again the Twitter. Let's see if we have any new followers. We do have, it looks like, 1 notification. Hey, we have some new followers. Let's do a few shout outs with Twitter. You guys have joined up. That's phenomenal. Juice, what's going on? Young, professional, and ambitious. We like to see that. There you go. Like to see that. Glad to see you with the cell phone there. We welcome you. If we can teach you what I knew when I was your age, or needed to know when I was your age, I mean, come on with it. Good to have you. Mr. Juiced. Be interested to know where you're from. That's nice. Now we have D. Nockenbrecher. That sounds maybe German or Dutch, Dutchian. So welcome, der. I'm just going to call you der Noschenbrecher. Der Noschenbrecher. Okay, I'm going to work on that. But welcome. Sounds like I could get that down if I needed to. A little bit of linguistic skills. Justin Staten. All right, Justin Staten. Go ahead and make sure you guys have a profile. Put a profile picture in there. It'll take you a few minutes, and it could be of your favorite coin, or it could be of your best market trade. Show us the positive price action you've achieved. Whatever it is, just get involved with the community. You'll like also the Discord. Discord's a place to chat. It's just like a multiple messaging service or MMS service. I mean, it's a messaging service that has some different components to it. That's it. It's just a place to chat. So we'll notify you things from Twitter. We appreciate that. In order to join and get our, not join, but to follow, make sure you get our pricing targets, because they've worked out very well, so well. For so many people, literally, and they're beyond specificity, guys. I don't see another channel that are providing you with the pricing targets for entry. I just don't see that. I haven't seen that anywhere on YouTube. And we're kind of a new channel. Harmony One is kind of new to the scene, and we love Harmony One, so that we decided, okay, let's crank it up. And if you type in The Kingdom, we are the Crypto Kingdom. If you type in The Kingdom, okay, type in The Kingdom and then go to the bottom, scroll to the bottom of the menu, click on that. It'll take you right to our Twitter page, and click on follow. And we cover Bitcoin One, also Binance Coin. We have a lot of different areas that we look into, and a lot of different kind of issues that we're able to bring in. But see, you can just click on things, and you'll just get different people, different areas. We have different parts of the channel we're able to get into. We have announcements. We have giveaways. Guys, we're going to do a giveaway of 1,000 Harmony One. And we're looking for $1, but you guys have to admit, all right, we're looking to get this thing up to $1. We're already, we've been in around 20 cents, so it's significant. But at 1,000, you have to say, like, that's a good thing. That's a lot of Harmony One. Yeah, that's a good thing. So we're going to be giving that away on Saturday. Make sure you can enter by joining the Discord. The link is at the top of the chat section. And yeah, we're going to spin the wheel. You guys enter into it. These are all the people that entered last time. That's nice. We'll get into some different games and different things as you guys look at kind of maximizing your returns in your investment communities, whatever community you're in. We're happy to have you as part of the community here, and we like bringing you some good, solid financial education and background, trading background, or hedge fund management ownership. You guys will probably just absolutely ace whatever I could throw at you. So let's see. James Bond is in the house again. That is excellent. What else do we have, guys? Essentially, I think we're pretty good on the whole of this. Now, you may want to know, where are we going to go from here? Well, it looks like we've established kind of a trading channel in here. Okay, let's look at. You guys want to look at volume real quickly? Let's go ahead and turn on the volume. Let's look at volume so that we can just understand the nature of the level of volume that's kind of going on. We're still relatively low in volume. All right, the event of hitting our pricing target, okay? The event of hitting our pricing target. And let's get into a few kind of differentials here. I will turn on RSI, okay? Probably because you guys want me to do things like that every now and then. I'm not a huge fan of RSI. Sometimes it's very misleading, okay? Very misleading sometimes, because if you're on the 30-minute versus the 1 hour versus the 15-minute versus the 4 hour, you're going to get different answers. We can look at this on the 4 hour right now, and it says that we're very, very overbought right now. All right. Well, we were kind of overbought at this area too, weren't we? And you guys pay attention to this. This is why I'm not a big fan of your RSI clubs, okay? Yeah, because we were very, we were almost at the extreme point in around 70. Yeah, we were yesterday, right, at 10 o'clock last night, on the 14th at 10 o'clock. Yeah, we were. We were high on that RSI. What happened? Well, we dropped back. Then what happened? Well, then we decided to go through the roof, right? So that RSI will catch you, guys. It will catch you, and it can burn you. So in this instance, it looks like we're very high on the RSI down here. It looks like we are overbought. Let's look at the 4 hour. Let's see if it's going to be the same on the 4 hour RSI. Well, look, guys, what's the big surprise? Those of you who love the RSI, etc. Well, I guess it looks like maybe we're not, maybe it's not that bad, right? We still have a ways to go to even get up to the 70 mark, that relative strength index. Okay, that's a relative strength index. Typically, if it reaches 70, Okay, you're going to say it's I'm going to say overbought. I don't even like the term overbought. Okay, that's not even a good professional term. People don't like double down, triple down. It's overbought. It's oversold. That's okay. They're just standard terms. Oversold would be down here below this area. Okay, and oversold means it's going to take a trajectory up, right? So if you look at that, that is when we met that specific indicator and had 30%. That was a deep dive into it. Now beyond that level, but look at here. I want you guys to look at this. All right, in and around this area on the 4-hour, in and around this area, we reached that 30 level to being very, very oversold. Right, oversold means that the market maker needs to catch up the price, and he did catch up the price here. But what was the effect of that? Well, that was only let's say that's 10%. That was right at the 15 mark. We had that carved out. It hit that about twice. So I don't want you necessarily always looking at the RSI thinking it's the answer. That or the MACD or the, if you're looking at the EMA ribbons, whatever indicators you're using, they all work together. For me, consistently, the Fibonacci's are the best in terms of pricing targets, because scheduling your trades will allow you to kind of run your life and your investments. It's something that it changes the nature of what you're doing. You are becoming an investor. You're running your investments at different levels, and your approach becomes a lot more solid. So we do enter into like more contracts, as the strategy says. We enter into more contracts as we go lower in price. We double and triple down. Okay, so it's $100 in this first area. Okay, it's probably twice that amount in this next area. And guys, this is what we garner from looking at the top investment houses. Okay, this is not my opinion. I want you to do. Now go do your own research, okay? But it makes sense because if you continue to double down at different levels, you're getting more volume exposure. At this level, if you're $100, then you're $200. Then let's say you're $600. Okay, then let's say you're $1,800. Then you continue to double and triple down, and we're essentially adding up everything that's been put in terms of investment in the top levels, and we're doubling that. So that's how it's double down or triple down. But the 1,800 turns into 5,400. Okay, great. Well then, where do we really get to in terms of the overall returns on that? Well, it's pretty easy. You get to the point where at this $5,400 level, you are allowed to make, 20% on your money, bigger investment. You've already eclipsed all these other gains. And if you fall through the floor, okay, if the price decides to go to the downside, that's welcome. Why? Because we have more cash here waiting. Per the strategy, we have more cash here waiting. And that way you're always covered with insurance on the downside. That's very, very crucial. People get involved at higher levels, they leverage all their cash, and they don't have any kind of a safety net below them. So yeah, this is crucial information. This is a way to protect your portfolio. So it looks like we are high on whatever you want to say the RSI is, but it's already faked out once on probably the 30 minutes, different than the 4-hour, different than, do we really want to cruise up into this level? I guess we could, and around what we saw on the 12th a few days ago, 3 days ago. So within 3 days, you've had two movements for in between 10 and 20%. That's great. That's positive price action. One of those we caught exactly. Okay, the other one was a news event. We couldn't predict exactly or get into their business. We're not going to release information before they release it. Please don't ask us to do that. We're not going to be involved in insider trading. That is for the record. And the other strategies that we produce are just intended to communicate to you what some of the big guys on the street are doing, all right? And that's just what we look at. That's what we model our investments after, is kind of the best guys on the planet. That's what we want to do. So we want to emulate what they're doing and kind of replicate it for ourselves in our own trading strategies. That's what we do. So that's essentially it. I don't know, again, I'm going to say this again, I don't know that we are finished with this pricing event. If you have to wait and be patient in your portfolio and you don't have an entry price, I recommend that you wait and you be patient. Okay, the rush that you're going to miss something. Okay, think about this. I tell people all the time, if it's a good investment right now, it's going to be a good investment in a year. Period. If it's a great investment now, it's going to be great in a year. Period. Now, people like to get in early. You experience more profit. Well, if it's a great investment, you can put in 10% of the money that you want to invest. It'll make the other 90%. Okay, people who got in very early in Microsoft. Okay, I'll tell you, they got in early at Microsoft, and what happened? Well, it didn't matter if they put in like $1,000 or $10,000. You get in early in Microsoft, it's okay. It's a great investment. Whatever 10% you wanted to put in, or I want to sell the whole house and put the whole house into it. You don't need to get like that. That panic rush of having to get in things, it creates a bad market psychology and definitely dangerous conditions for you individually. So just understand that. If you have a great investment, you can put in 10% of your money and it'll make the other 90%. Always remember that. It's little catchphrases like that, which is kind of important to remind yourself of. We're not in a panic rush to make money. We're very patient. So as we look at the additional pricing targets, nothing has really changed for us at all. It's not. And for those of you who played the 20%, this is nice we have this discussion. Those of you who played the 20%, well, you might have sold out. A lot of people sold out. I saw the action, the sales action here was the sellers were just, they were just hammering through the floor. The pedal was to the metal in terms of them executing their sales contracts. They were just hammering through those profits. That's fine. You got back to this level. Now the news caught you. A lot of you got involved in the news. You swing trading with the news or with the levels. That's fine. That's fun. Some of you guys made another 10% on that. I don't count this as a level that I gave you in terms of our pricing target. I gave you just below it. You missed it by 0.0015. Okay, they might have picked up some of you depending on where you put your exact trades in. So, or where you put your orders in. So that's nice. The fact that you could have made this additional, 15% over the last 12 hours. I don't count that in terms of the levels that people have achieved with our pricing targets. At this pricing target, people made 30%. Bam. Okay, exactly. Okay, exact pricing target. Okay, predefined. Okay, explained in full. This exact pricing target, the exact pricing target is within the last week here that people made 20% easily. Now this was a news event, but I'm not going to take advantage of the community and claim that that's part of our pricing target and that's part of the gains people have made. No, because I'm going to add this up. I know people took profits at the top. I'm going to add this up. I know people invested. I know, and I watched them take profits at the top, period. This situation, this entire zone in here, the entire zone in there, that's news. That's the fundamentals of the pricing instrument come into play, and that's not really that's not my business to take credit for that, or for us to collectively say yes, we got this right. Even collectively say we didn't get anything right collectively, other than saying we're fans of Harmony One and look at the positive news. That's what we expect. So yeah, we got that right. That's kind of a fundamental approach to it. So maybe the fundamentals mixed with some of the technicals. That's why we're excited when the fundamentals, support, additional potential new technicals. And I'll say that if they support new technicals, that's fine. If this sucker decides to run up to here, I'll bring this up. If the fundamentals create a new technical circumstance for us, if they decide to run up, let's say 30%. And I'll just bring this up, and they may or they may not. That's to be seen. If they continue to consolidate within this channel, that's fine until we achieve, or if they allow us to achieve I know there's a lot of people with orders waiting down here. They want to get in more cheaply. I explained last night. Some of the big players have put in hundreds of thousands of dollars recently, or $100,000 plus. Because they see value in it. They like the overall story. They like where things are headed. I just tell you, they like the way things are shaping up in terms of the chart, in terms of the fundamentals and the technicals. They like it. That's just the truth. A lot of people are saying, well, it's starting to look, let's get on the train. A lot of people are saying that. Overall, they're not kind of swing trading. They're not getting into the technicals and the pricing details. That's fine. That's why we're involved in it, because we also believe in the fundamentals. If the fundamentals were to achieve a pricing dynamic of 30% to the upside, well, guess what, guys? Guess what? That's just the fundamentals giving us a brand new opportunity to deploy our Fibonacci's. Okay, that's just it. And this is kind of this is an extension side. We would want to look potentially on those extensions while it's going up and measure those in terms of your willingness to take profits of where you're at right now. If and when it does go up, that would be the first step, is the extensions, knowing where you would be willing to take profits. Then we would be drawing a brand new Fibonacci chart, and we would be reinvesting along with the strategy, in line with the strategy that we have predetermined that is profitable and makes sense in terms of hedging against or guarding against the risk and maximizing our returns. It's the same investment strategy that was just used to achieve 30% right here by our users, okay, by the people who subscribe to this channel. Literally the same investment strategy that literally just achieved a 20% return on the money in this level. So this is what we're very good at, is using this software. Using the technical financial software, we're able to determine these price levels and achieve a specificity, okay, right in this area, and right in this area where people are able to enter into limit orders. It's very simple, guys. It's very simple. I know you understand that, but it's so simple. It's literally just a pricing target, entry of an order, bam, okay? It's just that it couldn't be more simple. Then it's, okay, what's your threshold? 20%, okay, that's fine. No problem. It's a lighter level, so it's going to be a lower degree of profit, essentially, that you're going to achieve. Now, that you would reasonably expect, okay? Because at here, you're at a very heavy level, okay? Relative to the overall chart and what you're looking at on the strategy, okay? Relative to the entirety of the strategy, the macro kind of event here, what we're looking at is this higher level, and here we don't have investment money here. It's just too high, okay? Don't ever chase anything that looks like this, guys. You'll get wrecked. It's not worth it. As you get back into this level, well, we start to have some, maybe maybe $100, maybe it's 100,000 for you, maybe it's $1, or maybe you just like to hear the strategy. That's fine as well too. As it gets into the next level, this darker green, well, we have about 200 here. Okay. Well, at this next level, we have about 600. We're going to double and triple down. I see. Okay, so it's going to be about 600 then, huh? Is that how it works? Well, that's how the big guys are working their investments. I'd like to work mine like the big guys. I'd like to think maybe I'm kind of like a big guy, and you guys are kind of like, we're not just small fish in a big pond. We can at least, we can swim like the big fish. We can use their current. We can be in the same current as the big fish, and we're built and equipped for that. I like to think that way, absolutely. Some of you have swum around with some big fish, and yeah, you understand that kind of philosophy. So that's essentially what we're looking at in terms of the overall pricing dynamic. We are using this kind of big fish mentality, kind of this whale mentality, this institutional approach, and saying, yes, let's pepper it in at the top, okay? Let's achieve our gains here as well, and people are achieving their gains. Let's execute another pricing target here and a pricing strategy here. Phenomenal at a heavier level. Is it 600 or is it $600,000 for you? It may be $600,000. It may be $6 million. Neither one will phase me. Okay, it just doesn't phase me because it's not my book to run. You guys understand that? It's your own book to run. So you run your books the way you need to. What I will say is that strategy works. It makes sense in terms of a risk, kind of the risk appetite which you have, which should be low. If you can manage it in terms of eliminating it and maximizing your returns, you would be crazy not to do that. If you can eliminate your risk and maximize your returns, that's beautiful. That's what you want. That's why we're here. So this is at 33% on the candles. I think it got up to about 45%. Directly on with our pricing target. So you guys know that. Directly on with our pricing target again, about 20%. Now, this one was a news event. It missed our pricing target by, we're not going to predict the news. I mean, we're not like fortune tellers. We're, I have a background as a very technical and highly skilled financial analyst. I also owned a private hedge fund, so I'm not going to predict news. So I'm not going to get into the newsroom. That's not a fortune teller. That's not. We're not going to. We're not going to tell you the next girlfriend you're going to have. That's not the point, or how big your bank account will be. That's not the point, guys. This is all mathematical. Okay, all this mathematical in terms of the strategy that's implemented. The strategy is pure common sense in terms of applying what the big guys are applying right now. And, and they may, if you have access to them, they may have some different caveats that you want to look into. So, yeah, talk to an investment advisor. Talk to an investment professional today and see what they can do for you. You may not like them, but you may love them. Maybe you are one. If you are one, we'd love to hear from you. We know a lot of brokers on the street. I was formerly offered a formal position with Morgan Stanley, wanted to hire me, and I told them, I appreciate it, but nope. And shout out to Morgan Stanley because I love you guys. I can't believe I did say no to you because I love you guys. You're great. You and JP Morgan. I always loved investment brokerage houses. That's what I've always loved since high school. I would read those books. Period. I mean the John J. Murphy. People want to know how to learn technical analysis. John J. Murphy, Principles of Technical Analysis of the Futures Market. That is exactly the book to go to. We have a link. In and around here, we'll give you a link. So someone says, wow, I'm in at 14. Okay, that's good. Someone's in at 2. Someone's in at 14. That's the dynamic that you're looking at. That's the difference in, and you understand it's preferable to be in at 2 versus 14. Right now, it's preferable for some people to be in at all. Okay, we only accumulate per the strategy, per common sense and kind of market theory. You only want to have a heavier amount of demand when the price is lower. So people can argue, no one really wants to argue with the strategy. If the price is lower, you should have a heavier demand, a heavier amount of demand fall in that category, and you'll probably do better with the market. A lot of people don't do well in the market. It's because they contravene market principles. They don't stick in line with market principles, foundational market principles. So As we look at Harmony One right now, it is at someone just mentioned they're in at 14. That's good. It's at 15.7 right now, and we are on the 1 hour. It looks like there's been a little bit of a pause. We don't know the degree to which this will catch on, if there's some institutional ownership that's being driven on Harmony One. Essentially, there may be some larger orders that decide to go through today based upon the news from yesterday. We may decide to just essentially, as you see what's going on here, we may decide to just consolidate and continue to consolidate. We may go to the downside. We may go to the upside. That's not necessary. We don't necessarily have to just consolidate like that. A lot of different things can happen, but this is normal price action. This in here is what we would define, okay, as let's get out our multi-tiered approach here. This is normal price action, okay? And during these events, heavier weight here, during this event up, this is where people are making money in the interim. This is a news event, okay? Phenomenal. We didn't predict this pricing. We did, but we predicted it 0.001. It had nothing to do with the technicals. It was all dealing with the fundamentals of the company. It was a deal the company had achieved, so that's phenomenal. They acted just 0.001, and we're not upset at all. That's phenomenal. We love positive price action. We love it. So it's gone to here. It may continue to rise, okay? It surprised us overnight. I said it might. It could go up. So people have found additional interest in the stock or in the pricing event or the price of Harmony One, investment in Harmony One. So that's phenomenal. We may receive another, if I look at this, we may go down to and reach this 13 again. If we get down into this level, remind yourself, there's been a big crowd of people who already got in at this level. They already experienced a 30 to a 50% gain on this. So think about it for just 1 second here. I want you to think. What does that tell you if they've already done that one time at the level of 13? That probably means that they're going to be on standby with heavy orders, literally at 13 again, to take this sucker up with heavy amounts of cash. That would be consistent. I'll say, with this double down and triple down theory. We're still in these zones, okay? They may hit it harder. I don't know. I know there's going to be some price action there, all right? There's going to be some price action there. I did, and I'll tell you this, I did eliminate this level last night. I went ahead and told you guys I took one of the pricing targets off, which was this level, and we had an arrow pointing right to this level. Okay, I took that off last night before we experienced this most recent gain in the price action. I removed this. Okay, the reason I removed this being a price target in and around here is because I thought that we had already softened that up because they got close enough to the price target. They got to within 0.0015 of the target. So, and also I would be interested if anyone did get picked up on that in terms of your purchases did go through. Different exchanges, different prices. You guys may have entered into this, and I'm just, you're silly with it. You're just so happy because you literally have gotten 30%, maybe you got 20%, and maybe you got another 15%. If you're hitting it like that, man, you're probably in the top 5% of the investment group here. So you're doing very well. Top 10 to 20%. Probably hit these two. It's probably 10 to 20% should have hit these two at the 13, and then at the 13.9, this exact Fibonacci, probably top 10+ % of the people should have hit these two targets at least. Okay, 10 to 20% of the people who are listening should have hit these targets. Okay, so that's phenomenal. Good job, and that's we discuss this stuff on Twitter. We bring the information over to Twitter. Go ahead and follow us on Twitter. I know that I bring that up all the time, but we like to shout out to people. We do have some more people. See, we have 16 people that have decided to follow. So this is the type of group that we want that are involved in technical analysis. Shout out to Andrew Long. Shout out to Justin Staden. We've been through this. Hey, I like that. We got a profile picture up now. Look at this, huh? Hey, we like that. Look at it. He's just smoking the 100, smoking the stogie with the 100. Very nice. You see how different it is if you guys will upload a profile picture. Give us a character. Give us something to look at. Excellent job. You see what a difference that makes? He just put that picture up. Der Noschenbrecher. Very good, Der Noschenbrecher. That's excellent. So yeah, you guys put up a profile picture, choose something cool, give it some character. That's what our community is all about in terms of the kind of the in terms of the feeling of who we are. It's a bunch of cool dudes, man. I mean, we all like to trade, so you guys know it's going to be cool, right? There's no option. It's going to be a good group. And we're aggressive towards pricing targets. We understand the double and triple down approach. We understand that, right? Yeah. So, and it's a group that wants those targets. It's a group that says, yes, sign me up. I want to be in on the pricing targets. Where are you getting in, and how heavy are you guys getting in? Well, we're just following the Fibonacci's, and we're just using the strategy from the top traders on the street. So it makes sense. We're going to follow the program, and we're going to follow what the best guys on the street are doing, their approach, and we're going to apply it to the best. This is the good thing, guys. We don't have to have a spread portfolio. It's always good to diversify. You guys get into that with a financial advisor. We don't have to do that right here on the channel. I don't have to talk to you about wealth management. Y'all go to Merrill Lynch, okay? I love Merrill Lynch. They have a beautiful Visa signature card. Merrill Lynch has a fine signature card with a bull on it. You guys enjoy that. Get you a credit line up to $250,000 or $1 million on your credit card. Go enjoy that with Merrill Lynch. Here, we don't have to have wealth management concerns. We don't have to talk about risk diversion and necessarily with sign off on waivers for federal and state law. We don't have to do all that. We get to have fun in here. This is our chat room. This is our channel. This is what we get to lay into with cool dudes that, yeah, we have a wealth management account, but we're kind of bored. We want to trade ourselves. This is a very, very cool dynamic to be able to get into. So I'd like to see this price action go up. And it's starting to look like it may continue to bounce around. But the overall trend, guys, I got to say, starting from here, going up, we're starting to look like this sucker wants to move. I'll just say that. We're starting to look like it wants to move. How did we get there? We deployed, and I will say we deployed, essentially a community of driven individuals who wanted to follow the Fibonacci's, who wanted to use the exchange software to give the market maker the potential, to use our trades and to go and bring them to market. And what has that done? That's created a lot of positive price action, guys. It's really created a scenario where things are starting to look like they're trying to turn around. And I said that yesterday, and everybody's like, oh, maybe it's trying to turn around. And then we woke up again. We got another. I mean, we're two back-to-back 20% and almost 20% in the last 3 days. I keep having these discussions about Harmony One. It's like, and normally it's like I gave you the exact target. This was a news event. If you guys got the news quickly and you ran on the news, cool. At least we have solid fundamentals. We have a real program. We have a real fundamental, technology that we're involved in. The ability to transact in currency and nice. Shards and nice, block times. I mean, highly efficient technology. They say it's like Ethereum 2.0. That would be us. Yeah, that would be us. We're looking for a huge dynamic as the overall altcoin market continues to push forward. We're looking for a huge, and don't limit it to 10% and limit it to 30%. That's just on the day-to-day. That's what we're looking at. But we're looking at a huge appreciation in price for this. That's just the bottom line. That's why we're involved in it. So you guys enjoy that fact. We're looking for a huge appreciation in the price. We believe in the management team. We believe in the community here. It's the best community I have found. It's very sophisticated. It's very cordial. It's very polite. There's a reason we're attracted to Harmony One. It is, people talking about it's undervalued. Absolutely, it's undervalued. That's our strong opinion. And in the meantime, it has incredible. And I do like that in terms of it's your own assessment. I like that. We have qualifiers. Our guys, our moderators, our admin, everybody, they're the best. I want to give a shout out to all of our moderators and all of our admin in the Discord, etc. People who help us with Twitter. They are the best. I honestly believe they're some of the best in the business. And it allows me to focus on the technicals here. Guys, I couldn't do it without you. Yoski, I couldn't do it without you. Gear Shifter, Red Raider, all you great guys. Everybody who follows and subscribes, why you follow and subscribe is because you want this information. You want these pricing targets. And we do stream for a while sometimes. I'll let you know that because different people have different schedules, okay? So we like to bring the information. We don't mind focusing on the trading, kind of the trading techniques and allowing time to kind of pass and let people filter in and out of the rooms, allow people from around the world to pick up on this. We normally ask, the thumbs up is a good indicator that you guys are here for Harmony One, and that lets me track how many new people we have in the stream. We stream for a while sometimes, and this is a dedicated channel to Harmony One. If you like Harmony One having a dedicated channel, we just ask in the content here, you like price targets and you like hearing about how we expect it to appreciate. We ask that just hit a thumb up. That will help us gauge how many new people we have in the chat room, how many people are cycling through, and sometimes that dictates how much longer we'll stream for. So that's kind of an important indicator that that we will go ahead and just ask you to throw that thumb up, that like up, and that'll also help get the story out. If you're listening to the story, you don't have to agree with everything on it, but I assume you're interested in Harmony One. So I don't know why why we wouldn't want to push this story out to more good people. So let's see what we have. I think we've covered the basics. All right, we've covered all the price action. If you guys want to, did you pepper up in the chat where you guys are from? Did we hit who's in the chat room again? Hit me up again in the chat room. What countries are you guys from right now? Who are we talking to? Different places are open at different times. Isn't that a great way to talk about a time zone? Yeah, different countries are open at different times. But that's the truth I think about in terms of markets. So yeah, different markets are open at different times. You guys know that. Moscow in the house. Dmitry Zlotnikov. Hey, по-русски, я американец. Hey, amerikanец, yeah. Yeah, we got Russia in the house. Russia, Dmitry, go ahead and join our Discord. Go ahead and join Dmitry our Twitter. Join the Twitter. We got Russia in the house. Я американец. You mean to Russian, you tell them, я американец. That means I am American, okay? So that is very easy. I can, I don't know, I enjoy reading Russian. I enjoy speaking a little bit of Russian. Just a little bit. So let's see. Central Ohio, the bourbon is on. Zachary, we have the most, probably the most generous offer that someone has made to the whole group is that if you're ever in Central Ohio, Zachary Wishon has now said that the bourbon is on him. That is about how our crowd operates. Very professional crowd. Very classy move, Zachary. Very nicely done. Let's see what we have in terms of someone. We got a message from or a question from Kenny Crypto. Kenny, how are you, sir? And that's Crypto with a K. All right, just like Crypto Kingdom with a K. Let's see what he's asking. What is our target for the bottom of this swing? Are we right around 13 to 14 cents? Any update on some others? What's going on? Those updates on anything else, on hot cryptos, that'll happen in the Discord as we talk about the swing of 13 to 14 cents. Yeah, I mean, we have the same original level, which has not moved flat out at 13 cents. It's a little bit over, it's just a touch over. We can get out the precision scalpel on that, kind of we have to be like a laser-guided missile, all right? I've studied some intelligence and some nuclear weapons. It's like a laser-guided, missile here. We have to literally have the laser focus on. I don't know if any of you guys are in military or anything like that. We appreciate military. A lot of us have military family backgrounds, and some of us with military intelligence and some other great aspects of learning and life and travels and good stuff like that. I've studied military intelligence at the kind of the graduate master's level and done very well in that. And I assume some of you have done very well. I was top of the class of, say, 40,000 overall students in the school. So that was nice to get my certification at the master's graduate level. So that's a nice that's nice in terms of accolades that we can point to and say, yeah, we know what we're talking about. We have a good level of intelligence, market intelligence instead of kind of military intelligence. But intelligence overall, you develop your skills, hypothetical sets, you develop empirical reasoning, fact-based and analytical-based reasoning. That's what the market is all about. That's one of the reasons we're highly proficient in it is because we are intelligent. So that's easy. That's easy for us. Let's look at the. I think you guys are highly intelligent. Some of you are highly intelligent, or else you wouldn't be involved in crypto right now. Crypto is a great space. So I mean, in terms of the pricing targets, nothing has changed. Let's make sure we're on the 1 hour. I always want to be involved in the 1 hour when I go through specific pricing targets. And Kenny Crypto brought that up. Kenny, we appreciate any and all support. You or the other members are always willing to deliver to the channel. If you have donations to discuss, you may DM me on Twitter. We would be happy to entertain those options. You may DM me on Twitter in terms of donating to the channel or the stream here. And as we talk about the pricing targets, I know you guys are making money on them. At some point, it'll be confirmation that, yes, you guys are doing well and you're listening. I want to make sure you guys are listening because if not, we need to try a new approach if you guys aren't getting the message when it's this precise. When it's this precise, if you guys aren't getting the message, there's not much else that can be done. We can put billboards up and still people still wouldn't listen if we put up billboards of some of this stuff. But yeah, the 13, what's this? And again, I was so precise with this. You guys know this. The 12, 12, 8, we've been through this. You guys know when I delve into it's the 12, 8, right? And 12, 8. So yeah, 13 cents is fine. There's nothing wrong with 13 cents. I've been down to the 12.8. You guys know that was my specific pricing target on this, and what got touched literally exactly the 12.8. It was 12.89, right? Exactly the 12.89, precisely with precision, like a precision carve out. Bam. All right. So the 13 cents, 12.89, 13 cents. That's where you saw this dynamic move in terms of this volume starting to come in. Now he came down here. Look at what he did. Okay, in terms of this, he came down to pick up these orders. You guys see what happened on our pricing target? He came down, he reached down and dug into this to pick up your orders. Okay, as you're looking at the market maker, what's he choosing to do? Well, he came down to pick up your orders. He knew you were on that fib. He works with your calculations. That's why I say if we can work with the software, okay, with the calculations the market maker's giving us, well, look what he does. He says, fine, I'm going to pick you guys up for this ride. Come on with me, come on. He picks you up in and around this exact pricing target, right? Beautiful. Okay, wham, he wants to pick you guys up, and watch this. He's going to get you up. What is he going to do? He sees these guys are ready. They know exactly what they're doing. I'm going to let these kids get in. We're going to run this thing. And what's he do? Well, he escalates this price into, look at this. Well, you're reaching all this velocity and everything else. Yeah, you're reaching all this velocity. Look at the velocity that you're reaching is feeding into this volume indicator on the bottom. Look at what's going on. Well, then you're getting into the velocity. Then you're getting into people accruing additional amounts. You guys are riding the benefit. And as you look at the total, let that volume indicator on the bottom be an indicator of how the market is moving overall. That's the average market, guys, that's getting involved where? Well, it looks like they're getting involved at these levels. You see what I'm saying? That's him taking it to market at those levels. He is advertising and pushing that to different people who are seeing, well, it's been up 20%. Oh, it has? Well, I want to be involved in that. I want to put my money in right now. He's filling those orders in and around this area. So when it's a lower volume situation, who's on the lower volume end? That's you. That's us. Those are our orders. Okay, that's what's beautiful about this. With the segment that we represent, people say, well, you're manipulating the market. Well, you're trying to organize, orchestrate it. Yeah, bull on that, huh? Bull on that. Why? Because we're representing the small faction in here. These are the people who make money. Look at this. Just take a moment, pause, and look at this, guys. On your screen, look at this. This is a revelation for the day. Just look at this. What does this tell you? Analyze this. What does this tell you? Look at this. Okay, as we look at this in depth, I'm gonna collapse the pricing action down into the volume. Okay, look at how little. Look at what fraction of the overall aggregate that we represent right here. You see that? We're not orchestrating anything. This is not a backdoor channel to pump it up. No. We're talking about calculated events. We're talking about the software is this the percentage of the people that understand what the market maker is doing? Maybe, okay? This is the percentage of the people that are making money in the market? Maybe. So, we don't have 10,000 viewers all the time on the channel. No, we don't. We have people who understand that people typically don't do very well in the market. Yeah, it's a very rare percentage down here. So if you think, well, we're part of an investment club and only 80 people are watching, fantastic, huh? Why? Because these are the 80 people in here, or the 200 or the 5,000, however many during the context of this upward trajectory that are making bank. All right, they're the ones that are making the cash. As the volume feeds in, and as he takes this into market, just look at the prices collapse into this area in this zone. You see, he gets it there real quickly. Now, along the way, some people are jumping on. Some people want to jump on the train. They're getting an alert. Oh, it's going up. I'm jumping on. Hey, man, we got the target down here. We are this rare foundational bird that steps in and doop, that's what we want. Doop, right in there. Just like a sniper rifle. All right, look at that. That is us. That's what we do on this channel. You guys appreciate that. That's what we do. We give you this pricing target. And the market maker says, okay, let's pick these guys up. Some people get flipped out because it's going down. We know exactly where it's going and why. We double and triple down our investment. Okay, we're heavyweight into here. We got some cash waiting. He's going to pick that up. All right. Then as it assumes its velocity position. So this is another thing. Don't ever think, well, this is a backdoor club. We can't be a part of this at all because they're doing something wrong. I'll have this discussion 10 days a week with anybody, 8 days a week, let's say, with anybody. That's a hyperbole. But because all we're doing is calling this phenomenally well. We represent, of this overall volume, we're probably, the top 2% in terms of the overall negotiation of this strategy. We're in like the top 2% of this market. Of course we are. We're the ones that are making money with the pricing targets. Those pricing targets make money. Period. Okay? So enter into your limit contract. Enter into this exact contract. And I'm telling you guys, this is it right there. That's our pricing target. Exactly there. No more, no less, this and that. You want to know about what was it or what is it? You can say 13 cents. That's fine. You brought up, is it 13 cents? The exact target's right there. 13 cents is fine. I think we started to mention 13 cents. No big deal. If you're at 13 cents, you're still in, you're golden. You're in this whole area right in here on this volume that gets taken up already. But notice how he'll come down and pick up those orders. And he worked it down into this to pick up those orders because he knew we had orders there. And not a lot, but enough cash there to make it happen. Now, this is where it gets marketable or marketed to the larger population. When he has those orders at the lower level, he can go out and sell them for a higher price. There's more volume involved. There's more. You have attributed a lot of bullish activity. You've acquired a lot of coins. He's going to take that to market and try and sell it at a higher price. Why would he do that? Well, because given the dynamics, first of all, there's not enough orders to really balance the book. We come in at a heavier amount of money lower on, so it's a huge wave of selling pressure that he wants to be a part of. So he'll dip down into it. Now you have this huge wave that kind of needs to be expressed, and it's going to kind of just go on into the shores of a lot of people as those alerts are diffused to people, and they say, okay, well, it's up 30%. Let's get in. Let's see if it goes up an additional 50 or additional whatever it'll do. That's that wave effect that bam, it's just gonna pour on up into this overall trajectory. So that's phenomenal. Good job. We hadn't looked at the volume indicators on this. It's very, very nicely done. Very nicely done. Very impressive. Now the guys here, typically the crowd here, they like their 10%. You know, I joke if I'm going to get everybody a Christmas present, everybody's going to be like, what is it, 10%? Yeah, I don't know, but we're starting to have that regularly enough that I know you can count on that 10%. So that's nice. 30% is nice. That's in line typically. Yeah, you'll hear me say a lot, it may not be done, you know. This likes to kind of have this little juke in its travel pattern or in its step. It likes to have a little bit of a juke, pump fake, little juke in here, kind of figuring out what it wants to do and, you know, shaking out some hands, getting rid of you guys who only want the 10% or the 15%, who haven't calculated in line with a heavier investment approach down here. A heavier investment approach here is nice. So that's where we're at, guys. That's what we do. We apply the strategy and kind of communicate it to you as best we can. If if you guys have any additional suggestions, get it to us. Get it to us in the form of how we can support this overall price action, the story of Harmony One, how we can individually try and profit even more. Make sure you have the ability to do limit orders. You have to have the ability to do limit orders. Genuine but shallow. I appreciate that. .1. Yeah, no problem. Thank you. I'm going to reach out on Twitter right now and see who else is new to the club. We got a few new Twitter followers. I want to feature them and just say hello to them. This is a good time for you guys to meet the people in your community. We got some cool players in the house today. If you go to Twitter, type in The Kingdom, okay? TheKingdom. Scroll to the bottom. You'll have to scroll to the bottom of the menu once you type that in. Just one word, The Kingdom. This is the Crypto Kingdom. Then you'll scroll down to the bottom of the menu, click on Go to the Kingdom. Go to at the Kingdom, but you have to search through there. We're kind of a back channel on Twitter. We like that. That's fine. It's very good. We're not out in front of everybody's face. So we have 17 people last day or so. So that's very nice. What's going on? 21, 2E1. I like that. Artista. Oh, we got some Italiano. We got some very nice framework there. I like that. Nice shades, nice hat, nice cap, brother. Great to have you as part of the community. You'll also want to join the Discord. That's in the chat room right now at the top of the chat room. Enjoy that. You'll be looking forward to winning, hopefully, 1,000 Harmony One. That is where we are going. On Saturday. We're going to be doing the giveaway for 1,000 Harmony One. So that is exciting. Shout out to AYC19. No problem. AYC, you guys, you involved in the Discord? You involved in the in the Twitter, because you will be impressed once you get into that. And you guys are welcome, huh? You guys see that you have 80 people involved. It's funny because you're like, oh, there's only 80 people in here. Over the course of like a stream, we'll have like 1,000 or 1,500. It's just not everybody has like a 2 or 3 hours. And I try and reach an audience over a period of like 2 hours or something, and do it in a time frame to where people understand kind of, they can tune in for 20, 30 minutes. Some people stay longer. We do cover some information that's very important along the way that deals with risk mitigation. And guys, these are principles I studied in, I got to tell you, in college. Okay, I had a degree in economics from Duke University, so that's where I chose to go to school. And I've done some business studies at Harvard Business School, and some other stuff around the world. So yeah, a lot of successful accolades. We have a good group. Don't ever look at the number of people watching and say, well, there's only 80 people. Yeah, that's fine. To tell you the truth, if we're part of that 80 number of 80 people, I mean, just look at this. If we are that group of 80 people to 100 people to 2,000 people at a specified time, that'll tell you how big the community is. If we are part of that group of think of that, if there's 2,000 people, 2 to 5,000 people that are following a price target that are based upon the overall calculations that market makers given us, that the exchange is giving us, and this specific target is met, and look at this, feed in and bleed into the volume. Look at this. You see, if we're part of that small majority, what if that's 2,000 people? What if 2,000 people are able to capitalize and do well in this market? Think of how many other people are out there buying at the top of this. Wow, huh? So it lets you know it's a big market. Yeah, we have 1,000 to 2,000 people that are taking advantage of this information. It's just the information they're giving us. This is their computer program that they give us to use. Why wouldn't we use it? We're supposed to go, hide in a room and, just use it alone and see if we can figure it out alone. No, we're supposed to use it together. That's what a community is all about. That's why we get together. That's why we exchange ideas. That's why we educate ourselves and go over market principles. I've yet to be in a business, even the ones I've owned at a high level, where I just accomplish everything on my own. It's all about me. No, you need the community. You need the support, the resources, and the infrastructure, and the technology. Guys, I'm so excited to have this technology. You have no idea. This is great technology to work with in terms of the trading platform. You all should be excited. I caution you guys, if you're going to use the Fibonacci's, make sure you know how to use them. Make sure if you're doing your own pricing targets that you know how to use them, okay? Because the different time frames, whether you're not in the 1 hour or the 4 hour or the 30 minute or the RSI and the MACD with the timing interval of Fibonacci's on the retracement to the extensions, guys, it takes a life to learn to become a trader. And I heard last night I like this, and yeah, then you might die a trader unless if you succeed, you'll become a market maker. I heard that last night. I started laughing at somebody saying that. The ultimate goal of every trader is to one day become a market maker. Now, the market maker is just the guy who takes the product, the exchange that takes the product after you enter into your purchase price. And it becomes real simple, guys. Look at this. You think this is all chaotic action and everything else. No, you're just part of the market, okay? So are a lot of people. And we don't have all the people looking at the Fibonacci's in our group at all. There's some sophisticated traders and a lot of technology, a lot of programming software. Appreciate what you're doing with the Fibonacci's, because a lot of this is programmed, guys. A lot of this is literally hard bound into, or soft encoded into a hard bound machine, and it trades. Okay, so these trades are executed based upon these percentages, these ratios. How do we know that? Because this is their software. We're using their software. Okay. Literally, we're using the exchange interface that they give to their traders to deploy their strategies on. So a lot of this, I bring that up because a lot of it's calculated to that level to where this may be automated. A lot of this is just automated. This is computers. We don't have those boiler rooms we used to have, the Wall Street rooms, people sweating and yelling and screaming. And a lot of it's just very smooth. A lot of it is, how do we plug into an automated software system to allow our money or our finances to increase in position? So we have to kind of know how to program this a little bit. We have to know the investment strategy is really, well, how do we program this thing up? So this looks real drastic, right? This part here, this looks real drastic, doesn't it? To get down to this level, to get down to this entry point of 13 cents. It does. It certainly does. But when you realize it's like, well, there's a lot of orders right there. Why? Because it's a critical level. If you look at the top level, you look at the bottom, this next level down, next tier down. Well, there's just a lot of orders here. It's part of the retracement pattern. right? And it looked real drastic. I got to tell you guys, all this looks super drastic. Everybody said, what's happening? Harmony One is falling apart. You know, we've had all these little rocket rides everywhere. You know, rocket going up, 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 up. What's happened now? Everybody's flipping out, right? Well, now I'll tell you that we have established some sideways trajectory, okay? Some lateral movement in the price in this zone. People are starting to say, well, this starts to look pretty interesting again. It looks like it's willing to, maybe it's ready to kind of pick back up, almost establishing a floor here. You know, it may be, maybe this is kind of like step one. I don't know. Maybe we're getting into kind of a step one. It'd be nice to kind of see a step two. You know, it'd be nice to kind of see this sucker kind of float on up in a step two. That's the kind of appreciation, the story in price action that we want to create. And it's the type of story that we are creating. So that's nice. That's nice. But understand, we're but a small, very small little portion of this market. And how do you know? Well, we're the small portion of the market that's getting it right. Right? Yeah. So I'll take that, huh? Because essentially you're allowing the market maker to come pick you up. I love this volume. I'm not big on volume. Look at how small this volume is down here, guys. Because you are that volume. The people on this channel literally are that volume. You are the top 2% probably, or 5% of the overall market who's getting this right. Okay, so don't expect we got 50,000 viewers. We're shilling every coin. We don't shill anything. I'm not a shiller, never will be. So, but as we look at this, yeah, we are literally this small infinitesimal group of people who's capitalizing on this market. So you see this drop here, man, that's the market maker just saying, okay, you got orders there, we'll pick them up, bam. And there's enough cash there, bam. But who gets marketed to? All those people who receive the alerts on their cell phones, all those people, yeah. Those are the guys who get it. That's where the heavy volume comes in. As you look at this, yeah, that heavy volume just wham, all right, all right. Like, no, we got in where? Yeah, we got in here. We got into the, we're this small little percentage, right? That's beautiful. So, and that speaks volumes in terms of the credibility of the group, in terms of the levels of smarts and intelligence that you guys have. It is phenomenal. We have a great group, and we appreciate being able to bring you this specific in the top 2% of the market activity right here. That's phenomenal. That's what we want. We want to beat the averages. We want to be able to coast on the residual of those. I mean, everyone wants to get in early. Well, what did you get with the market maker in play here and the software approach, the trading approach, the program trading approach? Look, we were able to get in that early, all right, before all of this other. And you'll see that most of this other got in, and there wasn't a whole lot, not a whole lot that went on positively since then. It was kind of a surprise. So that was it's a good thing to be surprised by. Now this, again, I'm going to bring this up, guys. Look at this again. Check this out. Please pay attention. Excuse me. It's early in Texas, probably early where you guys are at too, or late. I'm not sure around the world. But look at this again in terms of this volume story. What happened? Well, our orders went in where? Our orders went in right here. Again, we are a small, infinitesimal. We are the group that's getting in early on these investments. Okay? And you can see at the different levels, you can see things peppered in along this level. At the first level, $100. That's an example in strategy, okay? But we double and triple down as these Fibonacci levels go down. $100 at the first level. Bam. You can start to see this up here. There's a small little level of $100. Okay, $100 going in. Bam, all right. There's $200 at the next level, double down. It covers your risk on the upside, okay? You don't risk money because essentially at the lower levels, it compounds down and you always have insurance at the lower levels. It's an investment approach. It's one I like. You find your own, but it seems to work very well for a lot of big investors. This level right here, look at how small this volume is. Just bum, 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 just peppered in. Right, this in here, just bum, 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 no problem, peppered in. Same thing, we get down into this and it's right in here, nothing huge, just bump, 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 small little orders, no problem. This right in here, look at this specific level, because I know this was our price target, exactly our price target, 100%, okay? That's just the truth, that's exactly what it was. This 13.86, 13.89, you guys review the tapes for exactly what that was. We can do it again, but look how low we got in. Look how early we got in and low we got in based upon, what wound up happening. The market maker just took it in and got marketed to. These are the events right in here. This is where people buy and people are frustrated they're not making money. Well, you got to get in right here. You got to get in with our pricing targets, right? Yeah, you got to get in at this point right here on this Fibonacci level where we know there's heavier money for us. We're going to ride that and let the market maker use his projections to create a nice price action. We know he's using them. They wouldn't give it to us if he didn't use it, guys. You know, why would they give us software that they didn't want, you know, that they want us to use, but they're never going to operate by the software? That doesn't even make sense. I mean, they might as well, you know, just pass out a confusion, a guide to confusion. That's not what they're giving us. They're giving us software to look at for a reason. So understand, we're part of that very small dynamic, guys. Very small dynamic. Look at that down in here. Very small amount. Look how we are that 1% right now. That feels good to know that we're in that dynamic right there that's able to pinpoint this right there, and bam, 20%. Look at all the other people. Once he decides to take this to market, once he decides to get this in the hands of other people and push it up for your benefit because you've worked his Fibonacci's, you have worked the mathematics involved. Man, that's the market maker doing a job. A lot of people say the market maker is not doing a great job or is working against you, etc. Man, that right there is market maker magic. That is us getting in at the. I hope you guys appreciate that. That is just that's beauty. That is beautiful in terms of the overall action that you're able to engage in. You are at this level. You're telling me you're this early. You are part of that just 1%. Yeah, you bet it. Part of that 1% that's going to do this. Okay, and I know that it's small because I see those volumes. And yeah, where's the volume? All up in this level. That's where he's liquidating your positions. To whom? All these people. Look how much volume comes in the form of green candles. Now, can you believe? I'm going to ask you guys this question. Can you believe, and this was what defies logic, you don't understand what a market maker does, okay? You don't understand what the market maker does. It frustrates your intelligence. It frustrates your understanding of things. When we have a price target right here, I'm gonna stop that right there. I'm gonna put up a big arrow right here, because when you hit, and let's take when you hit this right here, please pay attention, guys. This is one of the most important aspects of the lessons I've delivered. I'm glad to be able to deliver this today. It's a big time for learning. Okay, we hit the pricing target right here, and again, we're not involved at all here. Too much risk. Okay, as we get into the green, probably $100. Okay, $100 along the way here. As we get in here, we're going to double down on the big guys. That's what we want to do. $200, no problem. We get into the next level, 600. Okay, cool. That's fine. We're going to follow their approach. That's the approach we decided to kind of take here. Beautiful. Now, as we get into the next one, from 600, we get a next one. It's going to be 1800. Okay, so we got 100. And 100 is essentially going to hit on the top line. Okay, right as it gets into the green, 100, then 200, then 600, then 1800, then 5400. Now, guys, this is an investment approach. This is an approach. This is what the big boys use. There's a reason they use it, because you're always covered on the downside. Even if this washes out, it may be $1 on top. It may be $2. It may be whatever. You may be playing with a paper kind of investment program where you're learning and you're not even trading real money. Phenomenal. Go with it. Let's see what those returns are. I guarantee you they're great. The best investors in the world are using this approach. So it's just, I know for a fact. I mean, it's competition. BlackRock, $6 trillion. I mean, fund managers. Like, it's just it's a good approach. But what I like is when you get in here, guys, you're at the heaviest level in this entire portion here. You're at the $5,400 level. That's our example, our strategy example. You're compounding double and triple. It's a heavyweight double and triple down approach on the Fibonacci's. Okay? When you hit the green, 100. When you hit this, and these are limit orders, just put in program trading. Okay? When you hit the next one, 200. You go from 100 to 200. This is the style so that you understand. I want to put it in context of the volume and show you what a phenomenal good percentage you are and what the market maker does for you, how it contravenes logic. But you're working with his levels. 100 here, 200 here. You put the orders in for overall exposure, $200 here. You put in 600 here, okay? You put in, what's the next level? 100, 200, 600. You're going to put in, it's going to be triple, 1800 here. All right, well, not much of a move. That's fine. The next one is the big one, 5,400. And I told you guys, there's going to be big action, big movement here. Yeah? And what happened? Big action, big movement to the upside. Now, we're covered on the downside. If we were to go down into a different level, we have double and triple down there. The amount of money that's being brought over, and we'll discuss that in a minute, because you said, well, you're going to run out of money. No. We have money to invest. We have backup capital at all times. We never have too much exposure at the top levels, but we do want to cover the contingent in this area that if it were to go up, that we're included in the positive price action, period. All right? You understand that? If in this area, if it defies the odds and it decides to shoot up, we're going to be involved in the price action. Now, the probabilities is what we scheduled for and we have the funding for, we decide, okay, based upon my budget and my investment appetite, I have enough to cover myself for insurance on the downside from the level of 100, let's say, to the level of 200, the 600, okay, those are the orders, the 1800, and then let's say we're going to keep doubling down. We got 5400 marches in here. That erases, this shoots up, it erased all of your gains here. Or not, I'm sorry, all of these gains erased all of your exposure. You had a few gains in here. We won't get into the cross differential analysis or gain, profit loss, etc. We won't get into that. What we will say, it erased any exposure you had at these upper levels and allowed you to capitalize out of the 5,400 investment mark. And I want you, the purpose of this, and sorry, definitely erased any exposure you had or potential losses, light losses. Again, with at the 100 level, very light losses, just peppering in at the top. It's not a lot. Just peppering in some exposure. You know, there's not zero demand at this level. There's just not. There's not zero demand on a demand curve or kind of from an economic standpoint or a market theory. There's not zero demand. There's increasing demand as we go lower. So we meet this bottom level. Look at how low that volume is. I'll back off of that. Do you guys see that? It's so low I have to back off of it for you to see that. Do you see that? Look how low that is when you got in at this level with heavier amounts of money. This is just, guys, this is us working the system. It's beautiful. Fibonacci's work, it's built into nature, it's built into the markets, it's required for growth. So look at how low that is down here. And look what the market maker decides to do. Somehow he decides to pick up volume. He's going to take your low position and he's going to crank it out like that and go market it. This is what starts to defy logic. It's just like, wow, that's really something. He's taking your orders, our orders from in here, and he's going out to deliver those at a higher price to other people. Yeah, they push product, okay? They make a market. They're called market makers. They market the product. They literally take it to market. So that's just phenomenal to see how your low entry. I mean, this is on the aggregate, it's the equivalent. I'll tell you, as you look at that volume, guys, it's the equivalent of saying that, well, you want to get in right here, right? Absolutely. It's not much different. As you look at the dynamic, we're doing it on a micro level in here, okay? And literally, we're getting in right here. Look at this scaled volume here. We're getting in right here. You know that. We are literally, okay, we're placing at the bottom of this. And I'll just draw up the analogy because on the overall chart, on the price action, not on the volume, but yeah, you want to get in, where? Right here. Like, well, how do you get in right there? That's a challenge. Yeah, I know. We had to get in right here, right? So we did the same thing here on the volume approach. You can see the analogy just beautifully what the Fibonacci's allowed us to do. So excellent data analytics going on right now. Excellent kind of breakthrough moment in terms of what you're realizing, in terms of the small percentage of people that are able to realize this degree of an investment strategy, this degree of an approach, and what it actually was able to deliver. It's just beautiful, guys. This is beautiful market analysis. This is beautiful price analysis. And Harmony One allows us to do that, so we're very appreciative to Binance and to the whole team and the crew, the community here. Job well done. Now, you're going to say, well, that worked out on that one. How about on the next one? Or how about on the next one? People who want to doubt, maybe they'll always doubt. What I'm going to say is, we know the investment level that I gave you within here, it may sound heavy. Well, I mean, people typically want to play with something. I may write a book on all this. I think I may write a book on this because they put it together, but I'd like to write a book on it. Maybe one of you can. That'd be great. I'd be happy for you to do it. It is in some books and in some programs. So in this level here, okay, we're still carrying over this entire amount here. So whatever the percentages are here, now if it's 100 up here, that may be 100,000. You may have 54 million on the bottom, okay? You may have 5.4 million. You may have $54 on the bottom. That's not the point. Is the structuring of this, your appetite for how this all flows through. If this is 100 here, I just tell you, if it's 100 here, it may be based on, let's say 100,000. It may be based honestly on a figure like 10 million underneath. Okay, so you have 100,000 here. That's fine. You're going to double it, 200,000. All right, you're going to double it, 600,000. All right, you have 10 million down here. That's fine. Whatever your approach is, then you're going to take this 100,000. You're going to apply it over into these top two levels of the smaller event here. All right. So that's nice. That's nice. You understand how these dynamics in the aggregate, how they flow over into kind of the other projected lines here. So when I'm divvying up these amounts and giving those percentages, you'll need to do your own calculations. and you'll need to not achieve overexposure. If you would like to, in terms of just a fundamental approach to this, if you would like to not, overexpose yourself to risk, you'll need to do your own calculatives here. But that's how they flow over. Is this kind of the 200 level, maybe 200,000? We're still relatively high, and now it's not much to put in. It's just at this level of 100, right? But in case it goes right back up, we want to have some exposure, and we're detailed enough. It's like, okay, the next level is about 200. We want to become a little bit more reasonable. This next level is like, well, let's get into a better price. It's about 600. That may be 600,000 for you. That's fine. This was a swing of like about $500 million, $500 million on our pricing target that they picked us up for the ride with our pricing target. They picked our pricing target up for the ride. That's very nice of them. I appreciate that. They should have, because it's a Fibonacci level, so it structures the market very well, and they know that. They are very educated. They know that information. So that is dynamic, that in terms of the volume, you guys got in right there. You see that before it went off and all this incredible volume was shown. Before all this incredible volume was shown in the market, yeah, he went and picked you up. He went and picked you up. Here, he picked you up. He's going to pick you up. He's going to keep picking you up because you're using the program. You're in the market, and you want to be in the market. He's going to market those gains to other people. In doing that, what does he do? Well, he creates a price action. It's a real simple story. In doing that, as he's picking up your orders that are reasonably calculated, et cetera, in line with his program and his product, yeah, he's going to pick you up, and then he's going to market that to other people. That's what he does. That's how we make money trading. We buy, and he takes it out to people to go sell it to them. So we just want to make sure we get a good price on it, and then we scale those investments and achieve a lower overall cost basis. So that's kind of where we're at. Let's see what we got. I'm going to go to the chat here for a minute. You guys check in with Twitter. Let's see if we have any notifications. Looks like we do. Let's see what we have. Hey, we got another. This is good. What do we have here? We have a new. Hey, Mark Preston. Shout out, Mark. What's up, brother? Nice to see. Nice to see you. And welcome to the Crypto Kingdom. That's Crypto Kingdom with a K. And hey, that's awesome. Look at that picture. Hey, and we got a guitar lover in the house. Very nice. Huh? It's a 6-string. It looks like a 6-string you got on there. Nice. Wildlife photographer. Look at that. That's a nice bridge. Huh? Very, very nice, Mark. Welcome, Mark, and everybody else to Crypto Kingdom and to some very specific pricing events. We got about 50 people in the last. We have about 68, 70 people in the last 24, 48 hours or so. So that's nice. We don't market heavily. We want the right people involved. So let's see. I want to look at the. Let's see. Some of you guys really understand. You're chatting about the features in. You're chatting about the features. I'm not sure which mod is in here. If it's Yoski or who it may be. Yoski, if you're here, it would be nice to have an investment strategy channel within the Discord that we could point to, and something where we can kind of lay out the strategy and maybe make it. If anybody's good at a flash point or a PowerPoint flash drive, whatever you want to do in terms of a presentation, it'd be nice to be able to put together. Someone synthesize what your understanding of it is. I would like to see that. That would be phenomenal to see that. Yeah, no harm in taking profits. You guys know the bottom line. You guys are doing good, doing well. So what do we have? What's your take? Harmony One and Binance integration. They're talking about that. They're talking about Coinbase. A lot of people want to speculate on that. It's good stuff to speculate on. And what else do we have? Let's see. What else do we have? It seems like you guys are right on with the targets. I mean, in terms of what I'm looking at. That's just the bottom line. I appreciate. Hey, you guys got us to 100 likes. Hey, you guys are the best group around. That's phenomenal. Huh? You got us to 100 likes. I like the fact that I'm going to like that fact that you got us to 100 likes. If you like the fact that we got to 100 likes and you haven't liked yet, go ahead and like. That's phenomenal. I try and get us to 100 likes. That means there's been 100 people this morning who've gone through. And typically that number, so you know, if we get to 100 likes, that means about 1,000 people have cycled through the process. So that's very important for me to see that, okay, we've touched base with 1,000 potential investors and tried to help them with a kind of a control theory to make sure if we can just help people not buy at the top, guys, that's a job well done. You know, whatever that story looks like long term, if we can help people not just wreck their accounts, that's really positive. I love the opportunity to help young investors, and I've been a mentor in classes at intelligence school. You know, it's some cool professors. You get into intelligence, some of those professors like FBI and CIA and cool people. Yeah, you can study with those people if you choose to. I've studied with some of those people, and I've been a mentor in that school, studying with those people. So some real cool stuff. You know, it's a small group here, so I can kind of tell you guys that. And now I'm not formally affiliated with any department, agency, bureau, nor military division, domestic or abroad. You can tell I've never said that before, have I? But yeah, that's just the truth, okay? And this is not financial advice. I can add that to my disqualifier. That's great. So, yeah, this is the truth in terms of kind of the history, the pricing action. We like the fact that it's moving in the right direction. Yeah, and so we do have about 1,000 people we've been able to touch today in terms of our message. And we'd like you guys specifically in this group, we'd like you to become more involved. Okay, more involved in the Discord, more involved in potentially Twitter. And we'd like to help grow the community because we really believe in the long-term potential of this community. It's a distinct community. Every investment attracts different kinds of people, and this is just a cool crowd. It's a little off the cuff, but it's not so off the cuff that it becomes like too rambunctious or too out there or lurid or anything. It's a sophisticated crowd. We have professionals involved in it and people who've been around in crypto for a while, and it's just we see the value in it, and just positive. I mean, it's just positive vibes everywhere. So real good vibes, real cool crew, and we want you to become more involved. So use that Discord, guys, and I'll bring this up. Use the Discord as an opportunity to get into the general chat session here, to get into the it's just a different interface. I mean, it's something here. If you want to look at hot cryptos, all right, cool. Let's look at this stuff. What are the hot cryptos today? What are people saying? Use this group. This is a good group to get into because we're into pricing targets. We're into technical analysis. We could call this technical traders, technical day traders. We could call it a lot of stuff. It's just Crypto Kingdom because we're flexible like that. But I mean, you guys have to understand when this thing went in and around this area, we went to attack mode. We just did. We're like, let's get on these Fibonacci's. Let's get these pricing targets and look at what we've done so far. I'm just really happy with what we've been able to achieve. So, it doesn't surprise me, but at the same time, I'm just impressed that you guys get to all kind of watch it unfold. It's kind of cool in terms of the dynamic of the community, etc. So, pricing target, you guys got that at about 13 cents. 13 cents. If it gets to 13 cents, you're going to run into a lot of people who want to repeat this 30% that they made in around the 6th of April, that 7th of April. They're going to want to repeat that. And guys, when did this take off? I'm going to just tell you, when did this take off? This took off at like what was this? What time did that take off? Was that like 2 to 6 in the morning, something like that? Like, golly, yeah. They were like, yeah, that's that was 6 in the morning. We hit it about 5 a.m. 5 a.m. Then 6 in the morning. Then it was 8 in the morning, and then it just started doing what it was doing. But yeah, that's kind of early, right? But yeah, that's a little early, right? Still a little scruffy, the voice, everything else. Like, I got to get up and I got to talk. We got to do some good stuff. So we decided to get up this morning and just bring that to you. I don't think it's a breakout of the triangle. I don't think there is a triangle. I'm not biting off on that opinion. Biting off on that opinion. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Let's remove that. And just, it looks like we're doing what needs to be done. Let's just go ahead with that. And in terms of the price action, just be impressed with it right now. And no other coin I've seen has price action like Harmony One. It has been up and down. It's been chaotic. It's been a ride. It allows us to use retracements. We're learning the technicals. We're able to learn what is Fibonacci, what's a retracement, what's an extension, what's a good entry, an entry strategy, what's a good exit strategy. All these different things, guys, they'll apply to every investment you ever look at. So if we can learn that on a really well-founded and a really well-structured investment, I mean, we'll never forget the education that this is giving us. It's just a phenomenal way to look at our education. So I really like that, and I'm happy to be able to bring you that information in a kind of a quality professional tone and demeanor as much as I can. And so I believe the Discord and the Twitter are part of that. You guys, I will go ahead and just say, type in TheKingdom, The Kingdom on Twitter. It's a very fancy name. We're happy to have The Kingdom on Twitter. There's only one The Kingdom, and that's us. We're the Crypto Kingdom, but only one The Kingdom. You'll see former financial professional and presidential advisor right here. You'll see Bitcoin One and BNB. We have about 2,000 people. We try and keep it small. We don't want everybody. We just want the good guys. So yeah, thank you for shouting off into that whole direction. We've done the shouting off. We have done the shout out to all of you. Make sure you put in a profile picture. We want to see who you are and what you are. So make sure you do that, and we'll grow that. We already have hundreds in the Discord. We'll be doing the giveaway for 1,000 Harmony One on Saturday. And guys, just be happy about this pricing action. I feel like we did it, and I feel like kind of like we did it, and we're doing it with what? With the management team as well. Yeah, the management team is coming around. They're producing good news. That's generating some good stuff. So just expect more good things from Harmony One, and expect more good things as we continue to interact. And that's real positive. We've gotten to the 100 likes. That's satisfied. Essentially, if I can reach that mode, I know we've reached about 1,000 people on the stream. That's kind of my goal for the morning, and that's a good goal. I mean, Harmony One isn't like a blockbuster, and I think it's good. It's not over popularized. It's just not, and I don't necessarily want something that's going to attract a real aggressive day trading crowd that's going to ruin this thing, or a bunch of scammers or anything like that. And so you guys know, in the comments, I will never ever use a WhatsApp number, say, hey, great, and contact my guys for investment advice. I'll never use that whatsoever. You guys know that. If there are any questions directly for me, I'm going to invite you guys to go to the Discord server. Go to the Discord server. You have the invite there at the top. It's posted by Yoski. A special thanks again to Yoski, to Gear Shifter, to Red Raider, and to all the other people that are involved in building the channel right now and in building the Discord and supporting the Twitter. Shout out to all the guys and the new people who have followed. We have one more follower. Let's get into one more shout out for, here we go. What's up? All right, we got another trader. I can tell. Absolutely. A pilot, photographer. Excellent. Corey Hardcastle, what's up, brother? Welcome to the Crypto Kingdom. We are very happy to have you. Very happy. Let's see what you fly on. Let's see what kind of equipment you got, brother. I've studied all kinds of military equipment and other stuff. Let's see what you have up here in the top area. See if you can put that header together for us so we can see what you got. You flying jets? You flying choppers? What you got, brother? Please show us what you got. We'd love to see. We love aircraft. More than you know, brother. We are very into aircraft here. So advanced weaponry, delivery systems. We're into weapon delivery systems. So that's about all I'll say about that. So in terms of the rest of the price action, let's continue. Let's go on with our day. I want you guys to be involved in the Discord. I will be involved there. There's a section in here where you can ask me a question. Okay, ask London a question, and I'll be able to go through exactly kind of what, one question, what does Swift sell to us? I could not link U.S. account. Don't worry about these details. I'll get into all those things. You guys asking me questions, etc. We'll get into all of that and the projections we have, the price. Some of the projections in the back door here are just phenomenal. Some of them you're really going to like. And it's kind of a different interface. It's just chill. You'll like it. We play funny songs. We play cool stuff, cool music. We brought up the idea of having a VIP room and some models, some bottles and models. So maybe we can work that out. Maybe that's in the long-term plans. I don't know. It is possible. That would be my vote, particularly, is that there are bottles and models involved. Nice models and some bottles. So we have a good time in whatever VIP room we could put together. So that's the bottom line. That's the truth. We're not just trading for nothing, I would trade my whole life in for stocks and money and nothing. That's not the idea. Some of you guys may be family people. That's fine. A lot of love for family people. I got a family of my own that I really treasure and enjoy, and they know exactly who I am, and I'm not a scoundrel at all. I like models, is all I'll say, and I have a beautiful family. So that's all I'll say. So there's nothing wrong with having a good time. So we love that. I'm going to let you guys go for the rest of the day. Enjoy your time. You can jump on over to the need more volume now. That is all. Yeah. Well, you say you need more volume now. That's all. But we just went through the volume, guys. You're picking up right here. But you're right in the context. We don't need it for us. We don't need to trade on the volume. We are in, and now you may understand that. So shout out to Serve, okay, SURV. Yeah, because we get in ahead of those volume events, right? The market maker picks us up, and then he takes it to market, right? So we're on the front end. We're on this like leveraged, far outside kind of. We're this outlier, this 5% of people who are doing this correctly. That's the truth. So, think about that for a minute. That's really nice. That's the absolute truth. Guys, I want you to have a good day, whoever you are. If you're a lawyer or a doctor, okay? If you're a dentist or a pipe fitter, if you're a welder or whatever you do in life, a housekeeper, I want you to do it with all your heart. Make sure you invest in the relationships around you, that you invest in your profession. And I know a lot of you at the end of the day, you'd like to be traders. You want to have a successful trading strategy and a trading career. Help us by joining the community and follow the strategies that we're telling you, at least until the conclusion where you might disagree with them and you find your own strategy that you do agree with. Because if you have that desire to become a trader, there's a reason that you do, and we want that to flourish along with your being a great member of the community here. The professional environment and the decorum of the Twitter and the Discord is appreciated, or you will get booted. We need to be professional and exercise decorum. These technical fundamentals can be found in books like John J. Murphy's Principles of Technical Analysis. Okay, Principles of Technical Analysis. That information is available in the Discord. With that said, it's been a great day for Harmony One. We've measured out to about a 14% gain, another activity event in the last 24 to 48 hours, and we're just hitting them back to back to back, guys. 30%, this one, and these two price targets we called. 30%, this price target we called. 20%, now this one we didn't call, it was a news event, but nonetheless, it's a 15% spike. We're generating some activity. We're very excited. So you guys keep up the great work in your own personal lives. Invest in the relationships you've always thought were a good investment. Don't be overconsumed by the market, and just, go get